Alright, just testing. Alright, here we are. We are
Yeah.
here. We are unmuted. Everything's good to go. Hello, everybody in the chat. How are we doing on this fine Sunday afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you? Cherri, speak so I can make sure the audio balancing is good.
Oh, hi. How you doing, everybody? It's me, Cherri Pereira, your hellhound extraordinaire. Currently eldest member in RaMe's. Looks, yeah, pretty sure that.
Yeah, you're definitely older than I am, and I believe I'm like barely older than Hito.
Mm-hmm. Hito didn't beat me in the eldest category yet, so haha.
All right, running the gauntlet. Trying as many spellings of your username as I can until I get it right.
I know how our English language says I before E, but it's not that.
Yes,
it's
okay,
P-E-R-E-I.
that's it, right? I didn't get somebody very similar to you.
What?
I think I got it. Hold on. Click. This is you, right? Yes, that's
Papaya,
you. Okay,
Papaya.
I got
You
it.
could call me Papaya.
I
I named myself that
in
a. It's like, yeah, chat. You can call me Papaya if you want.
Hiya, Papaya.
Yeah, I called myself that in this one. In this one daughter raising sin, I called myself Papaya and my daughter Mango. So
that works for Fire Emblem because hiya, Papaya.
Hiya, Papaya.
All right, let me say hi to chat real quick. Hello, Swag Kirby. Hello, Darkness. Jadis and Lizzie. Hiya, everybody. How we doing? We have a 1-2 oatmeal. Grand Dogs Yap about FE. Thank you so much for the oatmeal. Much appreciated. A core aspect of being a Fire Emblem fan is, of course, hating Fire Emblem. We'll talk about that. I guess I'm a fake fan then. Hi, Rose. Welcome aboard. How
So I don't have like strong feelings of hate for Fire Emblem.
There is.
I do the usual things I hate, like the random weird things that it'll choose to do.
Yeah.
And then the fans. Oh God, the fans.
The fans. There is one. We'll talk about it. There is one specific game that I used to be like, oh, I hate this. This is bad. But now I think it's like a normal kind of bad, and I don't like hate it. But we'll talk about it when we get there. But hi, everybody. Hope you're doing wonderful and wonderful. JJ, welcome aboard as well.
Basically, it's complicated. Feelings for Fire Emblem is complicated.
Very complicated. That's what makes it so much fun to yap about.
Yeah.
Lizzie on YouTube, thank you so much for the head pats. Hello, Great Lakes. Thank you for the head pats as well. Cherri gets head pats also. Right. Okay, all right. I'll share some.
All right, let me see if I've got all of the pop-outs of everyone, so that
Daisy's
way I can
World,
control the chat and see you guys.
Perfect. All right, we're all caught up. Okay, hope everyone's doing wonderful and wonderful today. I'm glad you've been good, JJ. I've been good. I'm ready to do this. Cherri and I have been wanting to do this for 3 months, I think.
3 months.
It's been a very long time. We were like, hey.
About 3 months, yeah.
Yeah, one of us was like, hey, we should do like a grand dog thing. And I'm like, oh, that sounds so much fun. And then here we are 3 months later.
Look, in our defense, we're just 90s kids. We don't have this strong urge to do things right away.
Yeah, we have urge to go to like bowling alleys and pizza parties. I was playing a Path of Radiance randomizer and Ike started with 2 strength. Wow, that's not far off him as what he actually starts with.
Mm-hmm.
Janice, welcome aboard as well. How you doing? About to play Little Nightmares 3. Ooh, have fun. Enjoy playing the game. Enjoy the lurking. All that good stuff. Adam, welcome aboard. Can we talk about how 3 Houses is the best Fire Emblem game?
No, because I don't have that opinion.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, okay, I know neither of us do, because I know you don't, and I know I don't. I like it though. We'll talk about it.
Okay, I like the story of Fire Emblem, even though as convoluted and stupid as it is for 3 Houses. I think it's one of the.
We'll talk about it.
Stories.
We keep getting ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
We had to say we'll talk about it like 5 times.
When we get to that, we'll talk about it. We're not at that thing yet. We're not at that slide.
Yeah, exactly. It's FE16. We got 15 other games to go through. Although technically it's 17. Technically, good old Fates.
Don't worry. There's 19 slides on this PowerPoint presentation, so they're all here. The gang. Talk about your favorite Fire Emblem. Yeah. Who gets the 20 trillion years of
3 Houses?
Of course later. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna start.
I mean,
we're gonna start the
have to
three
deal with
houses
that.
slide by asking, did Edelgard do anything wrong?
And then we have to deal with the 5 more years of Three House Discord with the upcoming Fire Emblem game. 5 more years!
5 more years!
Us.
Also, I finally remembered to get the gameplay started. I got Path of Radiance playing in the upper right. This is footage that I've had for like 3 years that I've never used for anything, but I didn't delete it because I genuinely don't know why. But now it has a use, so I'm glad I never deleted it. 5 points! Oh. Ooh, we already know what we gotta talk about that. Gotta talk about it, like... We gotta talk about the applause!
The applause.
Alright, did we get started? I can't.
For some reason, it's being spoopy doopy on my side.
It's being Scooby Dooby Doo.
Now I can see things. All right.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I don't know what's going on either.
Yeah.
But alright, yeah. Are you ready to go to the next slide? The first slide?
Yes, let's go to the next slide.
Alright. Okay.
I don't know if my controller is controlling that side anymore. Let's go. Is it going now? Oh, there we go.
Actually, it looks like it. I think we're
All right,
good.
there we go. There it's going. Now things are happening.
I hope we're good.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna watch on Claire's stream. It seems like there's something going wrong.
Just to make sure. Just play it safe.
It's like there seems to be something going on wrong on my end, and I can't see the thing on our chat screen. It's fine. I'll just deal with the slight delay for that thing.
I see what the problem is. It requires like a little bit more work for me, but not a lot. So yeah. So it should be good. All right, FE1.
No, it's fine. I can just watch the stream. This is the bright side of not me streaming on my end.
Yeah. This is the good part.
Anyway, welcome to the first ever Fire Emblem game, and this stars a very well-known character.
Yeah, it
you
stars
may
Gordon.
know him as Marth, but sometimes he is called Mars. We don't talk about that.
What, Mars?
Yeah. But anyway, this Fire Emblem game is known to be one of, if not the first ever tactical role-playing game on a console. Oh, damn.
Yeah, I especially like this caliber. I'll talk about what my thoughts on the game are, but to give it credit, to give this game credit, it was done in a lot of ways. It was the first of its kind.
And I'm like, so since this is the first game, while it indeed established things like permadeath, it doesn't have the following: no triangle weapon, no weapon triangle. Many of the classes don't promote, like Marth. Healing units do not gain XP when they heal. Many other annoying things. In which you can now play the version in English on the Switch if you wish to suffer.
You can, in the heaviest air quotes, play this game in English.
You can play this game in English now. They released it a few years ago.
They released it and then they took it away.
Yeah. I just suggest getting an emulator and emulating it than actually
honestly,
bothering with like the Nintendo version of things.
The one thing that the Switch version has that's genuinely kind of nice, assuming that you don't have ears, is that you get speed up, like natively. Like you don't have to hold a button, or you don't have to do emulator settings. It's just you set it to 2x speed, and the game runs at 2x speed. Of course, that makes the audio sound like sin, but if you mute it, then it's not going to sound like anything.
Yeah.
I missed it. Yeah, no, you're not missing out on much. It's like
This is very bare bones of Fire Emblem. I can never recommend this one as a starting game to anybody. This game has been remade so many times that there's really no point, honestly.
Yeah, frankly. I think I love first games because you get to see like where things started. You get to see awkward, well, maybe not awkward, but like unique stuff that never got carried over past the first game. Like, obviously, I got to yap about Kirby's Dream Land real quick. Like, I love that game. A lot of other first games that I really, really like. I think this game is very bad. I give it credit for what it is. I will give it a lot of credit because, you know, it really had no precedent. But, like, it is bad. It is bad. It's really bad. The speed, it is so slow. 2x speed up, as much as I gassed it up just now, it is not even close to being enough to make this game run at like an acceptable speed. It's so slow. And, like, we'll talk about Gaiden. That game, they realized, like, oh, this is really slow. Let's make the maps, like, basic and small. And if they're big, there's not a lot going on. So, like, Gaiden has its problems. Like, at least Gaiden is, like, not this. This game, maps are huge. This game, pacing is awfully slow. This game, ambush spawns are everywhere. This game... Well, there's a later game that has ambush spawns that I love, so I don't inherently have a problem with them. But it's just, like, everything that a game can do to annoy you. It's not hard. It's not easy. It's annoying.
Yeah. Like I said, can't recommend. But as you can see by my little blurb on the bottom of our thing, it was developed in the year 1990. Ooh, fancy.
1990,
and also,
yeah.
As you can also see by the fact that its release date is April 20th, and I'm like, I think a Fire Emblem character shares that birthday. So weird. Who put that
strange,
Fire Emblem? So weird.
Well, it makes sense that their birthday is on 420, because you'd have to smoke something to think this game is good.
True.
Oh, good luck on the test, Nico. Good luck.
All right, so and I'm like, so little break from like screen. I just wanted to share with you guys, like, the first ever Fire Emblem commercial.
They had confidence in this. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
They with how high effort this commercial is, they wanted it to succeed.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll let
I hope it plays when you hit play. I hope it plays for me. If not, I can play it myself.
I do not have option to hit play, but you should.
Oh, really? I gotta do it. That's fine. All right, here we go. The original Fire Emblem Famicom Japan commercial.
Yep. Oop.
They believed in it. They sure did believe in this game.
Guys, you have to know that's a real horse.
That's a real horse. That's real armor. Those are real weapons. A real orchestra. A real stage.
There is so many stories about this commercial and about like how much production problems.
Yeah. It was not, and yet it is not as good of a commercial as What Happened to Dorcas.
Yeah.
Imagine putting all that work into a commercial and all people remember about Fire Emblem commercials is What Happened to Dorcas.
Yeah.
I mean, I say all this, but like that's my favorite one too.
It's actually like an interesting look at a time capsule too, because like back in the day, none of our commercials for video games had the actual video game in the commercial.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, how do you make no disrespect, but how do you make, especially Fire Emblem, like, how do you make an 8-bit game look exciting?
Yeah.
You don't show it.
Yeah. Don't show it, guys. But anyways,
moving
on from the first game, we've got Fire Emblem Gaiden, which was released in 1992, and that's the same year Cherri was born, which means that's right, guys. I make everything better. Just by me existing, Fire Emblem is so much better than it was previously.
Well, I think Gaiden is a much better game.
Yeah. So anyway, it's the second game in the Fire Emblem series. It makes changes. It added things like the villager class, and it's the first time branching evolutions is introduced. Ho ho. It also introduces third-tier evolutions, but those are like, they're like bare bones at this point, so it's not really that. Yeah. They got special weapons that don't break. Spells are learnt by leveling up, and then you drain your HP on use, which is great.
Yeah, I mean,
they also have.
I not in terms of mechanics, just in terms of like, oh, this is easier. I'd much rather HP than weapon uses.
Yeah. And I'm like, and then the world map, which you can travel over, and it also hints the start of a support system. No support system yet, but it starts the hints that there will be possibly one in the future.
Yeah, it is. I think this is like, you know, when you look at something and you're just like, oh, that's neat. It's not like good or bad, but you're like, oh, that's neat. This is like the ultimate example. If you hate yourself a little less,
you can start with this one. It's not terrible, but
I really like it.
This one was also remade, and I think the remake is also better than
the remake. The remake is like one of my, well, not to spoil too much, but the remake is like one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
But that being said, that actually makes me kind of like Gaiden a little bit more, because there's a lot of things about Gaiden that are completely different from what the remake does, and I think it helps the game stand out. Like, it's a mistranslation, but for years, the first English patch Alm was like super racist, and looking at Echoes, it's like, oh my god,
I'm just a good boy.
Yeah, he's a little good boy, but in this game he's racist, but he's not actually racist.
He's not racist.
To me, the biggest difference that doesn't actually matter is that in Gaiden, Alm has this thing that the community calls the dong armor. You could see it in the artwork. Alm is the character on the box art. He's the one in the bottom center, the one in the blue armor with the green hair.
Yeah.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and I hate to say it, but I think it's really funny.
Look, guys, they didn't have a... So, as you can see with, like, these first two games, they didn't really have an idea of, like, what art style they wanted to go for yet. I believe with the next game, don't quote me on that, you will start to see some of the art style that is carried forward, except for recent things, which Cherri will not. We'll get into when we get there.
I'm cracking up at Jadis.
When we get there.
I'm cracking up at Jadis in the Twitch chat, by the way.
Yeah. It's Jadis, yeah.
I did not see that until you said it. Why?
He does kind of look like a beetle.
So, absolutely hilarious thing about Gaiden, and I mean, I'll always prefer Echoes, but this by itself, I think, makes Gaiden worth playing. So, both Echoes and Gaiden, we'll get to the Echoes variation later, but they have revival shrines. You can actually revive units if they die. Permadeath is slightly not perma. In Gaiden, you can use the revival shrine to recruit people to other armies, because the game is split into like the Alm side and the Celica side. So what speedrunners and LTCers do is that they get through Act 1, which is Alm, and they get through Act 2, which is Celica. Then they play Act 3 and have Silk with Warp, which is infinite range, because this is an old Fire Emblem game. They kill Silk at the end. Then they get to a revival shrine with Celica, revive Silk on Celica's side, use Warp there, get through Act 3 and Act 4, kill Silk in Act 4, get to Alm, go to a revival shrine, revive Silk.
Oh, no.
They play like hot potato with Silk's corpse. It's so funny.
Hot potato, hot potato.
It's so funny. It Echoes, you can't do that, but it's so funny. You can do it with other units too. It's just Silk is the only one that has infinite range warps. I don't know if LTCers actually do it, but I know speedrunners do it. Hope you're having an awesome stream. Thank you so much, Videosity. Yes, we're talking about old Fire Emblem games. Eventually, we'll talk about new Fire Emblem games. Don't worry.
Yes.
But we're talking about old Fire Emblem games right now. They're very janky. I don't have a lot to say about Gaiden aside from what I've said. But I like it.
Woo! Because there's a lot of games to get through, and now we're going to be officially on slide 5. Let's go.
Yes. This is where I start having like a lot to say because I like the next game a lot.
Welcome. Like, this is both a remake and a sequel. Let's go.
I missed that. Oh, okay. All right. I thought I missed going to the next slide. I was like, oopsie. Wait, it's still showing Gaiden for me. Did you go to the next slide?
I did move to the next slide. It said it's on 5 for me. Oh no, is everything broken? Did we break everything?
Hold on.
I wouldn't.
Oh, that's weird. I'm on. Is it still on slide 5 for you? Because I have to. It's only working for me like to slide
6.
after.
Let me go back. Right.
Yeah, no, that went back to Gaiden for me. But if I go here, then it shows Mystery of the Emblem, even though it's on.
All right, we will manually. All right.
Oh, it went to Mystery. Okay, it went to Mystery.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Woo, woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay. All right,
is it showing up on the stream though?
Mystery of the Emblem. Wait, no, it's still Gaiden on the stream. What the heck? Okay, oh, wait, now it's Genie. Okay, it's Mystery of the Emblem right now. Is it Mystery of the
Alright,
Emblem for,
okay.
did we resync?
All right, Fire Emblem Mystery of the... And this is where you start to see that Fire Emblem is starting to figure itself out a little bit, because I feel like the characters are starting to become more recognizable as we go on. But yeah, this game gets rid of a bunch of things for Gaiden, and then introduced dismounted cavaliers, which only can wield lances when on horseback and swords while on foot. And this is like really the only like interesting mechanic that this game decided to do for some reason.
It's super. I don't know why. I mean, the very next game could have used dismount. Well, no, not really. They get in two games. Not the next game, but the one after. That one does dismounting really well, I think. But this one, it's just like, why is it here?
Yeah. Why is this here? What was the point of this? Why would I take my more movable unit off of the thing that makes it move really good? That's crazy.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
Especially when these maps are a pain to get across.
Yeah. I like. Well, okay. I think in book 1 they're like just kind of FE1 but better. So like, yeah, they're annoying, but like a Super Nintendo, I'm okay with it. Book 2.
We're on the Famicom, no.
Book 2 is a mixed bag that I really like, but it is a mixed bag. I will admit. Although Book 2 has the best. Oh, hold on, I need to put the music back on. Sorry. Okay, Book 2 has the best thing in any Fire Emblem game. In the very first chapter, the boss is actually a character that you recruit in Book 1. And Marth talks to him. You don't have to fight him. Marth talks to him, and he's like, oh, Marth, I'm gonna die, but you have to promise, make sure my kingdom can prosper even after I die. And Marth is like, no! And then he explodes. I'm not kidding. He literally, like, bursts into flames and explodes. Quite literally. No other boss does this. It's just him.
And you're like, why?
It's so funny. It's so funny. I'd show it, but I just Path of Radiance is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, this game also came out in 1994. That was when I was born.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Although I think I was born in August. I think this came out before August, so I was second.
We are August buddies.
Yeah, August. Let's go.
Let's go, August.
Let's go, August. Yeah. So what do you think about this one?
But anyway,
this is one I've actually played this game. Like, this is when we get to the ones that I've played a lot. Like, Gaiden is neat, but I've only played it like once or twice.
One, to be honest.
Say that again.
There's not much to say about this one, to be honest. Like...
I think the biggest thing to say about this one is like how big of a deal it was.
Yeah, I mean,
this is the best-selling Fire Emblem game in the series until Awakening, and it's like close to what Awakening sold.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that they remade it because they realized like how not so good the first one was.
Yeah, this is an improvement. This is one of those improvement in every way. There's a couple of characters that you can't recruit because they cut some chapters, which is kind of a bummer. But other than that, it's just like better than the first game in every way.
Yep. And then they added a thing, and then I do want to say it's interesting that they realized, oh, but for some reason our second chapter story was not that good. When we remake this again, we're gonna do it different. Maybe not as better, but we'll do it different.
We'll do it different. We'll do it different. My favorite part of Fire Emblem when Lawrence detonates himself. Yeah, no, I think that the pacing got so much better. It's not like horribly slow anymore. You don't have to be like, oh well, the maps are basic. Like, you know, Gaiden having to work around limitations. Like, this is just like, it's faster. Animations are actually like legit. Backgrounds are a thing. You're not staring at a black screen for half the maps.
Yeah, you got stuff going on, which is why I included this very nice Japanese screenshot of what the thing started to look like.
Yeah, well, numbers big.
And I'm like, no offense to the 3D models, but I don't feel like we've gotten better than the pixel stuff, to be honest.
I think there's one that can contend, but we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
We've got a 1-2 oatmeal. I think this game's very good. Thank you, Pass, for the oatmeal. Welcome to the stream. How are you? Here's the sprite. Yeah, the sprite work is really, really good. I like.
Yeah.
This game, I still don't think you can promote every you can promote every single class, but they got rid of some classes in their entirety. I don't think you get a single axe user. if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think that's because they still haven't made the weapon triangle yet. I think that's why axes.
Yeah, that's still not a thing. We're getting to that very soon.
Yeah.
But
it will happen because, in fact, while we move to the next slide, here we come.
Yeah, I got so much to say about the next one.
Yeah, here it comes. It's the one, the only, the one that everybody won't shut up about.
Including me. Fire
Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. It's blah blah blah. It's 1996, and they said hold my beer because oh boy howdy. Did this decide to do a lot of things? And welcome, and and I'm like, when you start to look at the years and you notice that the games are still on the Super Famicom, that's when you guys got to ask yourself, like, is there something wrong with this thing? And you're like, hold on, we'll get there later.
we'll get there later.
Because this is not the last Super Famicom game, I don't think. So.
Oh no, there's at least one more that came out 2 years later.
Yeah. So anyway, it's another for the SNES. It came out 2 years ago. Boy, there's a lot of things are gonna start to sound familiar to you guys when we talk about it. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, here things that are introduced in Genealogy that are unique to Genealogy are a chapter format with several objectives. Generations, villages, arenas, a class change at level 20, and then a level up to 30 after getting to 20. The ability to revive one unit with a staff. Just this one unit, though. Broken weapons that can be repaired. All units have their own currency and can only trade so much between each other.
So weird.
As expected, because of the generation system, it has the first iteration of the relationship system, which is referred to as the love system, the weapon triangle, the special skill system, accidental incest, because you don't tell the players what to do. What? Anyway, what was that last one? That was weird.
That was weird. That was weird.
Wait, aren't there villages in FE3? Okay, so the villages are a little bit different in this game, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, no, they're.
I've mostly experienced these games a lot more freehand than playing it myself.
Yeah, so villages in FE, well, Gaiden just doesn't have them, but in FE1 and FE3, they're technically more traditional, but only Marth can visit them. In Genealogy, anybody can visit a village, but when bandits start to attack a village, because every time you visit a village, you get gold. But every time that a bandit attacks a village, it destroys part of it, and it reduces the gold that you can get. So it's kind of like a race to get there before they can get destroyed, so you can get as much money as you can. But you also want to get there with a specific unit, because everybody has their own wallets. It's very interesting. Also, hi, Hal! Welcome aboard! Hope you're doing wonderful and wonderful today. This is the first Fire Emblem game where I could say this is one of my favorite games ever. I like this. I really like this one.
If you wanted to try this out for your first Fire Emblem game, I can say I think this is all right if you wanted to. It's not my recommended because there's like so much going on.
I think this is a good start. Well, it's a mixed starting point just because of how weird it is. Yeah. But I think it's a safe starting point literally for one reason, and that is at the end of every single turn you can save.
Yep.
Whenever I hear it's too hard, I don't know what to, it's like just save. Just save.
Yeah, just save. It's fine, guys.
Yes, it did introduce, I believe she mentioned that, but it did introduce skills. Yeah. It introduced huge maps. You thought they were huge last time. Holy smokes. Which I still think is fine because castles designate chapters. You get to a castle, that's the end of the chapter. In a more traditional Fire Emblem game, it's just this one's unique. Oh, I'm sorry for being unique
that way. It's basically you just travel around in the chapter. That's what I mean by accidental incest. People abuse that to get a certain two characters together. So that
do you know about the jealousy mechanic and how you can use that in order to get Seliph and Julia to marry?
Yeah, that's how you do it. And I'm all like, was this really an accident, or did you let this happen?
If it wasn't Shozo Kaga, I would say maybe it's an accident, but it's Kaga, so I genuinely don't know. And Kaga was a curious mind.
Yeah, and I'm beginning to think maybe this wasn't an accident. Maybe this is something that Nintendo, as I say, IF system, because Nintendo may or may not like Idea Factory that much.
They hate Kaga. They hate Kaga.
Yeah.
Great Shield, my beloved. Yeah, but no, Arden can't get it. No, Great Shield's annoying. Never mind. I keep thinking Arden can get it because he's an armor knight, but he can't even get Great Shield. Genealogy introduced Arden, by the way. Very important to me. Arden's hilarious. In a game where your calves can move between 9 to 14 spaces, you have an armor knight that can move 5 to 8.
Let's go.
Very funny.
Thank you for moving. But it's also because, like, the maps are so fucking hard to traverse through.
Yeah, they're huge. They're huge. But if you visit a very specific tile with your armor knight, he gets the ability to double people. But it's a held item, so you can sell that item and give it to other people so that they can double. Because genealogy is weird, and being able to double is not enough to be able to double. You also need... Oh, what's this? Oh, VTube Studio Crash. Okay, that's fine. I forgot I was going to say VTube Crash, so I forgot. I was saying something. Oh, yeah, Arden. He's funny. I like him.
Arden.
Is there anything? I could yap about this game all day.
Yeah.
I played it on stream a few years ago. I'm sure a lot of people here remember that stream. There's just so much funny, silly stuff you can do. It's such a weird, quirky one. I love it so much.
This is my preferred way if we're going to do generational units. This is how I prefer us do it than what happens later on.
Yeah, I think because there's 2 games that do it later on. One of them I think is broken but really fun. One of them I think is kind of bad.
Yeah.
I wonder which is which.
Gee, I wonder. All right. So let's move on. So for our next game, they decided to do something interesting. Why would we do a sequel or a prequel when we can do a midquel instead? Where it introduces such things as Fog of War, Capturing, Fatigue, Gaiden chapters, aka the bonus chapters that you see in later games, and escape and rescue mechanics, which I don't know if they kept in some games. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry about the VTube screen. Sorry, that was like blocking everything. But
it's like, all right, everything's.
Yeah, we're good now. We're good now. We're good now.
Claire can move again. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I can move again. But
yeah.
Yeah, this is Thracia.
Boy. This is Thracia. Why is there not much to say about Thracia? Because it's a midquel.
Because it's a midquel. I do see here on the things that Thracia introduced, you did not mention that staves can miss. You can go to heal somebody and your healer can miss. I think I like Thracia a lot. I think this game rules. I think
if you notice the art style too of Thracia, you're like, this seems very familiar, and this is because this will be the art style that they'll use a lot going forward.
Yes, this is also the if you've played, I don't want to say modern Fire Emblem, but if you've played like anywhere from like the GBA Fire Emblem to the DS Fire Emblem, you're gonna be like, I actually like already know a lot about this compared to the like 1 through 4 where they're like super different because they're old.
Yeah, like this is like the point where they've kind of started to figure themselves out. A lot of the stuff introduced here will be a lot of the stuff that they use going forward.
This game's also got Marty, who has 0 base speed and a 5% growth.
And this is my good tid point where it's like, it's a Super Famicom game, but it's the year 2000 and the GameCube is coming out next year. What's up with that?
They still release this. I don't know why. I mean, I'm happy they did, but I have no idea why. I ate Pop-Tarts. Yummy, yummy. So much to say about it, but I mean,
it's hard to talk about it because it's like
I can say a lot about like the gameplay, but I would like to get to the games that like we've both played, you know, like extensively. Yeah. I hate to be the only one yapping here. Serial Cat, welcome to the stream. Hope you're wonderful and fun.
It's like I said, for the beginning stuff, I've really only experienced things. It's when we get to the ones that have released in America is the games that Cherri is a lot more familiar with playing wise.
Yeah.
And half of it is because Cherri is lazy. Cherri doesn't want to bother to go looking for stuff.
Oh, yeah, I hope you play the next one, but we'll get there when we get there.
It's not that she won't play them eventually, it's just she is very easily distracted.
I just woke up, but I want to stay in bed and sleep. That's a mood.
Yeah.
I think the only other thing I've got to say about Thracia is that, I got to flex here. In North America, the last first-party Nintendo game to release on the Super Nintendo was Kirby's Dream Land 3. And in Japan, the last one to release was Thracia. So on the Kirby end and the Fire Emblem end, I get my desserts. I'm very happy.
Let's go.
Good morning, Storm of the Seas. Welcome to the stream. How you going? How you doing today? I think if in terms of like, not in terms of writing, not in terms of like, I guess mechanics, but strictly in terms of this game hates you, I think Thracia is the funniest. There's so many, like, it's not for the weak of heart, but if you can handle it, you're gonna get a good laugh out of it. It's pretty brutal at times, but
then you'll really find out while you never hear of any of these characters ever again.
And
anyway,
you'll hear about Leaf. Leaf is like the only one. Maybe like Nana, Olwen, and Reinhardt if you play Heroes, but otherwise like that's it.
No, you'll never see them again. All right, let's go on to the next one where I think everybody will start to recognize like what's going on. We have entered the era of the Game Boy Advance and handheld games. And that is with Fire Emblem, the Binding Blade in 2002. And we start to see Roy, our boy, and his girlfriend over there. I think she's his canon girlfriend.
Who knows?
Least it seems to be heavily implied in everything.
But, heavily implied. On the Storm of the Seas, good morning. Thank you for the hat pats and the happy pup. Much appreciated.
Anyway, so you're wondering, like, dang, so they're making Game Boy Advance games? Yeah, this one has Roy, yes. So what happened was, they were making a console game, but the Nintendo 64 was ending its life cycle, and Nintendo told them no. So they couldn't finish their Nintendo 64 game, so they had to go learn how to make Game Boy Advance games instead. Roy accidentally debuts in Super Smash Bros. Melee because it came out before the game because it got delayed slightly.
Slightly.
Oops.
Oopsie doops. But it's all right though. We got Thracia in 2000, so it's perfectly fine.
It's fine. So when you think about it, they had to learn a brand new system after like skipping several generations of game consoles. So basically it keeps most of all of the mechanics from the previous stuff, which understandable. You're too busy learning how to use a new system to bother change up the formula too much.
It's stuff. A lot of stuff from Thracia. Like the DNA of Thracia is like what this game is like founded on, but very simplified.
Yeah.
Like you can't capture enemy units anymore, but you can still rescue your own. There is a weapon triangle that's virtually the same as Thracia's, but well, okay, that's just basically the same as Thracia's, but map design, enemy recruitment, like a lot of the basic ideas that like the fundamentals of Thracia are what Binding Blade is. It's just a lot simpler.
Yeah, they were just busy trying to like learn how to use the stuff. It's very obvious, but of course I feel like also the Game Boy Advance, of course they had to dumb a lot of stuff down.
Yeah, just for the nature of it being portable.
Yeah.
Have you played this one? Have you played this one?
I have not played this one.
All
but
right,
I know
this is a very hot take. I am aware. I will say it though. Of the GBA Fire Emblems, by a country mile, this one's my favorite. It is not even close.
I'm glad for that. This one is one I would like to play at some time because I do know the characters in this. And I think it looks good from everything I've seen.
It's controversial.
I just haven't had a chance.
It's controversial.
Yeah.
It's very much like Thracia in that regard.
Yeah.
I won't say too much on it because again I don't want to be yapping too much, but this is definitely top 5 in Fire Emblem for me.
Let's go.
Where specifically it fluctuates, but I think out of every single Fire Emblem game that like I've ever played, this is the one that is the most like play the game. There's no BS here. It's just you're playing the game, like the pacing of it, immaculate, the visuals, fast, superb, mechanically, very easy to understand.
Roy gets to be one of the only Fire Emblem characters whose dad doesn't die.
Yup. Although you still there is a Fire Emblem dad who doesn't die and one that does. It gets both bases covered. The story, like Roy and Merlin just talk to each other. That's good enough for me. It's got like some great villains, great heroes. I like the supports a lot. I like that this is a game where supports actually matter. This is the only Fire Emblem game where supports, on a functional level, gameplay-wise, they actually matter. This also has the one where Trek says, "Hey, I've got problems too. Last night I had a dream I turned into a horse." Like, what else? What else could you ask for? Trek predicted the Uma Musume fans before Uma Musume did.
Why would you bring up Uma Musume, Claire? I wouldn't know anything about that.
And how would you know anything about that? I wonder.
I wonder. Stares at her Steam thing, which she has the 100% complete achievements for Uma Musume for Steam. Anyway.
Daisy Joel, thank you for the text packs. Thank you so much. But yeah, no, I could. I could. This is one I could go on about all day. I think
anyway.
Normal mode is a lot easier than people give it credit for. You gotta play carefully, but I think it's very approachable. Hard mode is actually really hard. It's a lot of what I want. It delivers.
Woo. Anyway, next slide.
Ooh, all right. Here's one that I don't think people are gonna like my take on it, but FE7. I'm assuming you've played this one.
I have played this one.
Okay.
I played this one directly when it came out. Cherri had the Nintendo Power. That was her first Nintendo Power that she owned. That had this sprawled all over the cover, and also had the first couple of tutorials for how to get through the beginning of the game.
I also played this
when
when
magazines
we'll
were cool, guys. Yeah. All right. So Nintendo went to IF and said, "Look, guys, you need to like expand your reach on your games." So this is the first Fire Emblem game that made it over to America and the EU eventually.
Eventually.
Since it was trying to get a whole bunch of new people into the series, it includes Lyn as our lord to introductory to learn how to do things. And of course, it's the reason why Lyn is probably a super popular character still today, who keeps getting skins in a certain mobile game.
In a certain mobile game, and was even used probably as an introduction character in another certain mobile game. But it introduces modes such as multiplayer functions. Ooh. Well, FE6 had that, but it introduced it to the US.
Yeah, it introduced it to the US. But yeah. So this is where Cherri can like stop using notes so much and like talk about things. So I do like this game. Do I recommend it as a first Fire Emblem game? No, I don't, not at all. I understand why it had to have the tutorial, although it's hilarious that our mode is the baby mode, and that they put us into it, while the Japanese just get the regular one and they can skip the prologue. They should just go right into it in the Japanese version.
Yeah. I just wish you could skip it. I wish you could. It drives me nuts that you have to go through the Lyn paralogue, then you have to go through Eliwood normal, then you have to go through Hector normal, then you can play Hector hard. I hate it. I just want to play Hector hard. Please.
And then we get to keep watch as axe wielders get shafted, as Hector doesn't get included in anything ever. Hector, why?
Yeah, because he got an axe. No one likes axes. They like swords.
They like the swords.
So I like this game too. It's just the appreciation I have for it is like buried under a list of problems that I have. I think to me this is one of the few games. I just talked about how I wish I could unlock Hector hard without having to go through 3 heckin' playthroughs. But I think this game is at its most fun when you're just goofing around on normal mode. You're not really like trying to take it too seriously. I think it's very fun. The maps are easy to play, and I like just kind of throwing ideas at the wall and having them work. Hard mode is interesting and like kind of neat, but a lot more of the game's problems I feel like kind of show through for me. I don't like the story like at all. I'll say that I don't like the story.
The story is kind of really bare bones.
There's a small handful of characters. There's a small handful of characters that I like, and some very good supports.
That's saying something, and I think it's mostly because they didn't want to interfere with the previous game's story too much.
Yeah, it's almost like making a prequel or a midquel story-wise is not a great idea. I think Thracia handled it like a little better, but
yeah.
And also I think handled it more sloppy. This just played it like super conservative and super safe, so it's just kind of like bad. Thracia went all out and like contradicts itself. This game gave us
such memes as we need to wear disguises, puts on a cape. Perfect.
Puts on a cape. Perfect. I will give this to FE7. This game is the legendary. The drums of war are beating. No man can be trusted. What happened to Dorka? I put poison in his button. Build an army, trust nobody, which has nothing to do with Fire Emblem, by the way. I don't know where they got that idea from. It's got the funniest commercial. It's so iconic.
Yeah. Oh, tis was a thing.
It's so funny.
Was a thing.
The only Game Boy Advance commercial that's better than that one is the one for Amazing Mirror where Kirby's in prison and the other Kirby's break him out. Which also has nothing to do with Amazing Mirror, but...
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next game, which Cherri can actually recommend. Like, this can be a first game.
I like this game a lot.
Yeah. This one I can recommend. It's got its problems, but I can recommend this as an introduction game.
Oh, it's a great intro game, I agree.
Because it lets you do things like grinding that a lot of other ones don't let you do.
This one I think is like the ultimate, like, it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's got more problems than most of the other games, and I can totally understand why somebody would, like, hate this. I think it's fun.
I like how my notes start off with the return of accidental incest in maps. Anyway.
Maps? Don't you mean story?
Yeah. But anyway, this one actually, like, kind of tells you what's, like, going on in the world. It's also actually interesting to go through both Ephraim's and Erica's, excuse me if I'm butchering everybody's names, but I'm like, I don't know how to pronounce half of these characters' names. I'm going to be real with you.
If it makes you feel any better, we've got 3 different pronunciations of Leon's name in Heroes.
Yeah.
They're on 3, so I don't think they understand how to pronounce them either.
Yeah. So, it's very interesting to watch, like, how different a certain character will be from one route to the other, and you're like, what? And you're like, what's going on? Why are you so different from one or the other? It also brought back branching class change system. You can actually control where your characters turn into.
Yeah, depending on their base class, you can choose one of 2. It's a very...
It's hard to talk about the systems or anything from that because, like we said, the Game Boy Advance kind of just borrows everything from Thracia. And they kind of build on it, but they kind of don't.
And then FE7 and FE8 just, like, reuse assets from from Binding Blade. Like,
yeah.
The asset reuse is, like, insane. Ismary's in this game, and she's really pretty. I'm very gay for her, but I'm pretty sure she is dead. You were gay for her. It's okay. It's okay. Big sad, big sad. Pour one out.
But yeah, pretty good story overall. Sometimes you're like, once you get to the last thing, you're like, I don't want to grind anymore. All right, who am I sacrificing just to complete this final map?
The first thing that jumped to my mind about the story is that there's a flashback of Ephraim trying to read books and him being like, oh, I hate books. And Leon is like, oh, books are great. You should read them at your local library. I remember getting that part with my friends, and I actually, like, broke down laughing. It took, not, like, literal, not metaphorical here, like, 5 minutes to calm myself down. I'm like, why am I playing a medieval game where he's telling me go to your local library? That's a meme. But story good, though. I actually think the story
translations were weird back then, and we didn't know any better. we'll get to talk about how botched translations get in later things. But...
Yeah. But I think this is another. It's just like if I want to just like play an easy game, this is like one of my go-tos because it's not your units are so strong, the enemies are so weak, the maps are pretty basic until like the final 20%. But it's really fun.
When you're like, I don't want to play
really
anymore.
Well. It's paced really well. You control the pace of the game yourself. It's either super duper fast or you can grind and build an army of superstars. Like it's really up to you. It's very flexible. I like it a lot.
Good game, good introductory game. This one can recommend if you had to start. It's actually kind of more of my like. You probably should start here because I feel like it's a good middle zone to like between modern Fire Emblem and like the past Fire Emblem. A lot of my recommendations for everybody like starting things is usually like in the middle way. Like usually I'll recommend like Final Fantasy X to people if you want to get into Final Fantasy as a whole, because that's the middle way part of like how Final Fantasy turned out today.
Yeah, for me with Fire Emblem, I mean I have a few different, keep it flexible. Obviously more than one just to fit as many people, but without getting into too much, the next game is actually the one I would recommend the most to start with.
All right, let's get on to the next game, which introduced the first 3D game in Fire Emblem series. And it has 3 modes.
It is Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. My chat knows this already. My frequenters know this already. Before you start, Cherri, I am going to get this just out in the clear. This is my favorite by a country mile. I like this more than like most Kirby's even, and this is a top 5, like not just 5, like all time for me. Top 5, maybe even like top 3. This is like not even close. This is my favorite.
I don't know if this is a controversial statement or not, but I think the art style peaked at Fire Emblem, this Path of Radiance and Radiance Dawn.
Yeah.
I think that everything's been a downgrade since this.
I think you could argue between Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. They both have certain things that make like they're both incredible. But if we're talking, because unlike all of the other games in the series, these two were actually made with the idea that there was going to be a prequel and a sequel. Radiant Dawn being a sequel was clearly planned from the start. So actually lumping these two games together, I think makes perfect sense. Yeah.
And I'm like, this baby thing, but I don't think the art style has ever gotten as good as it has been in this series.
It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
But both of them, obviously. Like, it's so good.
And I'm also saying this from it's clearly not the same artist as that's been in the previous, but this artist clearly knew the assignment and was trying to keep it as true to the previous Fire Emblems as close as possible.
Yeah, while still making sure that like the Tellius art style is like iconic. Like it's very much its own thing. And as I'm sure everybody in chat can recognize, that is in fact Ike.
Yes. We like Ike here.
My favorite, the one Heroes fact that I will reference to this day, this is the only thing about Heroes I'll ever reference. When the game came out, they had obviously like the popularity contest to see like who the most popular Fire Emblem characters were. On the male side, first place was Ike from Path of Radiance. Second place was Ike from Radiant Dawn. I don't know why they split him up like that, but he's so popular that both versions of him split apart. The votes split are more popular. I think he got more votes than like any of the, like if you combine them together. Even like on the women's side. Which, Heroes is a game for gacha players, so you know what they think about it.
What can we do? He's just he's so charismatic. He's just got that charisma going for him.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna make this joke with Claude later, but like, Ike is actually the one who says, guys, we did it. Racism is no more. Ike, like, actually does it. Claude
Ike really does it, unlike Claude. Sorry, Claude. Anyway, it adds animal people, which is cool, because we previously only had dragon people.
We only had now we have other animal people.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's the first Fire Emblem to feature the base startup screen and other features, which it has the biorhythm mechanic, which affects the stats of characters over the course of the levels. Oh boy,
my biorhythm. As much as I love Path of Radiance, biorhythm was an idea. Also,
characters can learn skills from scrolls. Hooray!
Yeah, it's not just inheriting from parents or having Arden walk to an island.
Yeah. Introduces bonus experience to assign to characters after battle.
Incredible
Let's
system.
go. Yeah. A forging system.
Incredible system.
The first Fire Emblem to explain support bonuses.
So, okay, you are correct here. I have to mention, though, that in a support conversation in Fire Emblem 6, with 2 characters that you get in the second half of the game, they imply that supports give bonuses.
Yes, but they didn't explain it, though.
They do not explain it. I would be remiss not to mention.
Yeah,
you are
this
correct.
One does explain it, though.
I have to
they
mention
give you
because
numbers.
Binding Blade is so sloppy, and I love it so much.
Yeah, they give you numbers, and it's all right spelled out for you.
Yeah, it's spelled out for you right there.
Yeah, it's right there.
It also introduces the Earth Affinity, which gives you a lot of avoid, and it's broken.
Yeah. I can't remember if it's in the... And I'm like, I felt like I wrote it down somewhere, but maybe... Is this the one where Magic Triangle still exists, or was that just the previous ones?
It exists here, but it was introduced in Genealogy. Because what was it introduced in Genealogy,
And I'm like, I don't know, and I'm like, I felt like I wrote down the Magic Triangle somewhere, but like, and I'm like, look at, and I'm like, I know I remember it much better in this one than
for sure.
Than like the other games, because magic actually fucking really mattered in this game.
Yeah, I hear people say that mages in this game are so bad. I'm like, y'all crazy.
And I'm like, mages are important. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And
they all serve like there's different things that make them good, and I think that's like huge. It's
and
not
like it's always like, oh god, what mage am I gonna bring out with me, because I can't bring you all out because you're all squishy.
No, it's Path of Radiance. I can't control myself. I gotta go on the ramble. Soren, you get right away, but he's very low level. You have to baby him, and yes, the game has bonus experience, but you're gonna want to divvy that out among other units that you don't want to blow all of your BXP into one unit. But he is by far the most competent in terms of combat and utility if you do raise him up. Ileana joins a little bit later, not long, but she's at level 6, so she's a lot easier to feed some early kills to and doesn't require nearly as much bonus experience to get to a point that you can promote her. Tormod joins pretty late, and he's not promoted, so he is by far the one that requires the most investment aside from like Soren, but he has a skill that grants a +2 move that only he gets, so you can have an 8 move Sage, which is ridiculous. That's more than like everybody that's not a flyer or a cav. Khalil has incredible base stats, and she joins like about halfway through the game, but she's a pre-promote, and pre-promoted sages in this game have knives, and then Bastion is bad. Bastion is like actually kind of bad. But the other 4 mages, they're all things that set them apart, that make them very useful and very helpful.
And they both each have an element specific to them.
Yes. Soren getting dark support with Ike is actually really good. That gives him a lot of avoid. Not only is he the best at combat, and he comes with a skill that sometimes allows him to double, but if he's in Ike support range, then he also becomes a dodge tank. It's crazy how good at combat Soren is. Combat in this game, not that important, but it's crazy how good at combat Soren is. Oh
boy! Since we might as well just keep going with this.
Well, actually, I can really talk about Path of Radiance all day.
But we have to talk about the sequel thing,
that is
because
very true.
it's
That is very true.
Still technically we're on the Path of Radiance, which you will get to hear Cherri rage for a little bit about this one.
Radiant Dawn. All right, I love Radiant. This is another top 5 for me. I'm just gonna get that out of the way now.
Yeah.
Not of all time, but in Fire Emblem, definitely a top 5.
I don't hate the game itself. I hate this one particular girl in particular.
Oh, Micaiah?
Micaiah.
How deep are we gonna go?
You.
Okay. How deep are we gonna go with Micaiah?
I hate her so much.
Are we talking gameplay? Are we talking story? Or are we talking both?
Kind of both. Because she's a lord.
I think gameplay-wise, I think she's neat. I like the idea. I like the idea of Micaiah from a gameplay point.
I like the idea in the general. I like the idea in general, but I really hate that if she dies, it's game over, and she's a mage, and she is so oh my god.
She's a lightning specifically. She doesn't even deal a lot of damage.
Oh.
I think it's funny. I think it's a really neat idea to have a squishy lord in a game that's actually pretty hard, and they never, this specific combo, they never revisit it again.
Yeah, never again. It's probably because people complain. Probably because
people complain.
Yeah.
That said, before we talk about anything, are we gonna talk about Micaiah in the story?
Oh god. hello, I am the self-insert Mary Sue character. Of course, I not only raised my boyfriend, but I am also the older sister of, like, the royalty, and I was the real one who was supposed to get the throne. But haha, due to craziness that I am also somehow inherited, I am half both animal person and human.
Can I
I can't.
Micaiah, you kind of said it, but, like, I just need to say this for the people in chat. And I follow up this statement by, I promise I like this game a lot. It's one of my favorites, but they don't even try to mask the fact Micaiah groomed Soth.
Yeah.
They don't even try to hide it. Like, she groomed this kid. And they try to play it off as a cute romance, and it's
luckily,
straight
at
up,
least she
disgusting.
was pissed off. Luckily, she was a little pissed off that the grooming didn't help too much for him to get, like, a be in love with Ike over there, which understandable. Who's not in love with Ike?
I don't blame him. If Soth actually did like Ike, I would not blame him, you know?
Yeah. But, like, oh my god, it was so bad. It was so bad. Because it was like one reveal after another with Micaiah. When you learn that, first off, she's not even the same age as Soth. She is, like, immortal. And she's been the same age for a long-ass time. Which I guess that now explains Sanake, or however you know how to pronounce her. And I'm like, well, that explains why she's so young-looking, even though it's kind of been insisted that she's actually a lot older than she looks. But
the story
like,
in general is kind of a mess. But
yeah,
that's definitely, like, the lowest point is Micaiah.
Anyway, let me talk about some of the main things before I, like, gripe too much.
Let's talk about the fun things about Radiant Dawn.
Since it's a direct sequel, it allows you to use the save data from Path of Radiance to unlock the bonus supports. It was a little bit of trouble, though, because we moved from the GameCube to the Wii. So what you had to do is you had to take your... luckily, you could still disconnect your save device and attach it to the Wii, but it was still a bit of woobly-woo to make that happen. I remember it not working very well.
Well, do you know why easy mode from Path of Radiance cannot be transferred to Radiant Dawn? There is a reason.
No, I don't remember. It was
okay.
I can't.
So Path of Radiance, of course, I gotta talk about Path of Radiance some more. Had 3 difficulties: easy, normal, and hard. In the overseas releases, in Japan, it was not easy, normal, hard.
It's because they changed the names, isn't it?
Yeah, it was normal, hard, maniac. And in Radiant Dawn, they did not factor that the difficulties are, like, different. So if you try to transfer normal and hard from Path of Radiance to Radiant Dawn, it's fine. But as far as Radiant Dawn is concerned, easy mode doesn't exist. So if you try to transfer it, the game will crash.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Well, I don't think I played in easy mode, but I just remember it not being easy regardless for that thing to work. But anyway,
it quite literally doesn't work with easy mode. Like, it's impossible.
Anyway, now it includes more animal people like wolves and dragons that can actually fly.
Yeah, they can actually fly. Yes.
Yeah. The first time we get dark magic, creating the dark beats anima and the elemental triangle, and anima beats light and light beats darkness magic triangle. Anyway, if you guys don't know, anima is like the elementals, and they have their own shit going on. But dark beats all of the anima, and then the anima beat up light, which is also another reason why Micaiah sucks!
She's so bad! She's so bad!
And then the light beats the darkness in the magical triangle. But yeah, and now things like the height of the landscape now affect advantage. If you can now literally have the high ground.
You underestimate my power!
Yeah. Anyway, the fun fact is this is the first time victory poses were introduced.
I was reading the notes. Like, most of the things you wrote in the notes, like, obviously I knew, but I read that one, I'm like, no way. Like, no way. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, oh my god. This actually is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you should start with Radiant Dawn, because that's what everybody's favorite thing about Fire Emblem is, right?
Yeah, we start with Radiant Dawn. You
don't start with Radiant Dawn.
Don't start here.
Don't start with Radiant Dawn. I love the game as much as I do. It is a horrible starting point. Arguably the worst starting point in the series. I think I actually might argue that point.
Oh, God.
I think I might actually recommend, like, FE1 as a starting point over this. It's like, it's a bad starting point.
Don't start here. Oh, God. Anyway, because despite me rage hating Micaiah, there's... the story is so... It's also why I like Path of Radiance more than Radiant Dawn. suddenly the story becomes so fucking complicated. Like, you're like, it becomes Game of Thrones, but it doesn't understand how Game of Thrones works, kind of thing.
It's like Path of Radiance sets up so many cool things. Obviously, Radiant Dawn is going to follow up on the Mysteries Path of Radiance setup, and when it's just answering the questions from Path of Radiance, I think it's really good. But when it's like, hey, here's this thing that Path of Radiance did, but turns out, plot twist, here's the Radiant Dawn version of it, which is what actually happened. It's like, it's very bad.
It contradicts a lot of stuff that happened previously. It introduces, and I'm like, I guess technically it was hinted at that half animal people can exist previously, but
Micaiah is the problem here, not
yeah.
The branded are not a problem. The branded are a very good idea, executed very well. Micaiah is the problem.
Yeah, Micaiah is the problem, clearly. But the fact that she was used to introduce it, I'm like, no, fuck. Like, I actually got literally pissed off at that point when that was revealed.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no fucking way.
Both Soren and Stefan, they're both branded, but it's not directly spelled out in the story. It's left for you to interpret, and it's spelled out in supports, but if you don't get the supports, you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
It wasn't, like, put in the limelight until...
And then no fucking way. And I'm like, but you get to, like, Game of Thrones bullshit, like, that's included in this game.
The blood pact.
Fake sun used to try to get control over landscape the same way that we did so in the previous thing. Surprise, turns out fake sun is actually someone we know very well. I will not spoil it.
My favorite awful plot point in fiction is...
Yeah.
Why are we siding with the racists and destroying minorities? Because I tricked you into signing a blood pact. Yeah. Therefore, if you don't listen, we will slowly kill everyone in your country. Well, shoot, guess we're back to being racist then. It's like, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Micaiah's rationale for joining it. Well, everybody's just racist against me, so like, who does it matter?
And then it's like, all right, I'm committing to being racist. If someone like slightly threatens Soth, no, I would rather everybody around me die and not be racist. If it means Soth is gonna die, this child that I groomed, she's so bad. But this game rules, I promise.
And it's really fun to play. The story is just really bad times.
The craziest thing about this story is that, like, there's a Crimea arc that lasts all of 4 chapters, and the arc is, like, actually the best part. And then you start playing through Ike's story, and it's, like, super basic, because the plot is like, yeah, racism is bad. Why do we need to explain anything? So there's, like, nothing going on with Ike's side, except for the characters being great. And then you get back to Micaiah, and it's like, this sucks.
But Micaiah is great in any other thing that she's in.
Yeah, she's fine in Engage. She's fine. Well, she's broken in Engage.
Yeah, yeah, she's fine in any other thing. And that's because they cut out a lot of the bullshit. Yeah, like it doesn't go in, but Micaiah is actually genuinely racist.
She kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah, unlike like other characters, like no, she like legitimately doesn't like.
And it's interesting, you know, compared to like Alicia and Ike, who are very much like racism sucks. You know, it's interesting.
Yeah. It doesn't make her good.
It doesn't make her good, but
yeah.
Let me catch up with chat a little bit. I have some questions. What makes Radiant Dawn specifically a bad starting point? It is very hard. It is it has a few mechanics that never really get introduced in other games, like the split armies and stuff like that. It's a sequel. So by default, you're spoiling the prequel that came before it. It's mechanically, it's a bit more in-depth than a lot of the games that were This is definitely, it's not quite as complex as Thracia, but it's definitely the most complex game since Thracia. Just a lot of things like that. It's great. Like, I love Radiant Dawn a lot, despite Micaiah. But
I will also say that this game is full intense sequel. They're making this game purposely for you to play the previous game. They don't bother to talk about how certain things that were introduced in the previous game, like in this one, they don't really like go over it as in detail as they did in the ones. Like, for example, that your animal people need to wait a certain period of time before they can transform.
Yup. It's not like Genealogy and Thracia where like they're completely different gameplay wise, and Thracia's story is so contradictory that it doesn't matter. Or FE6 and FE7 where like the gameplay is the exact same and the stories just don't connect in like any way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it really doesn't matter. This one, it's like, oh no, this was made to be a sequel. This one spoils things from the previous game. This one doesn't explain things from the previous game because it assumes you played the previous game. I love it a lot, but not a good starting point.
And also, here's the Black Knight again, and you're like, wait, what?
For me, it's Path of Radiance because it's my favorite one.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Path of Radiance much more.
Like, that's very true.
Yeah. And like, well, there's nothing wrong with like Radiant Dawn in general, but I feel like the story is a lot easier to follow. Path of Radiance.
And even like for all the down talking I've been doing to this story, I feel like everything bad like comes back to Micaiah. I feel like when like for the 5 minutes that you're focused on Alencia and when you're focused on Ike,
like,
or that little bit in part 4 where you're focused on like Sabarn. Like I think the story is quite good.
Yeah.
It's just
Micaiah. Because Micaiah is also then revealed to be God later on.
Yup, literally. Yup.
Like my fucking Micaiah. It's like if it wasn't one thing after another with her, I wouldn't care so much. But the fact that like at the final end, when they also had to reveal that for once, 100% guarantee that she's Sanake's older sister, I was like, you fucking bitch.
What kind of story is this? A story that is good when it is not about Micaiah.
Yeah.
I love out of every, like, in terms of what Radiant Dawn's story did good, and I know I talked about this already, but just to drive this point home, because Path of Radiance, like, what is, like, the point of Path of Radiance? Racism is bad. Like, that's it. So when you get to Ike and Radiant Dawn, it's not racism is bad. It's like, do we need to explain this?
Yeah.
Like, so it's so cut and dry. Like, we're in the right, racism bad, let's move on.
And I'm like, so what you're seeing, like, in the Ike, so what you mean, like, Ike's for, why does Cherri allowed to swear so much? Because I'm a hellhound, that's why. So when it comes to, the army, stuff, like Ike antagonizing Micaiah, it's because, like, he actually cares about Soth because Soth was in his army originally. So the reason why he's not just going all out and wiping him out, because he could do that should he choose to, he is trying to persuade them gently.
Yeah, a lot. Ike is literally, I think there's like a line of dialogue at some point where Ike is like, "Are you insane?"
Yeah. And he's like, yes, I do feel bad for, like, the common folk in your country, but, like, your country also did a lot of bad stuff. Like, a lot of bad things. My single favorite plot, like, story moment in Radiant Dawn, and then we can move on, but my single favorite plot point, like, unironically, Ike and the Lagoos, who are the animal people, they're gonna fight the Big Benyon army that is the people that made the blood pact that I was talking about before. And they're gonna be doing it on Crimea, which is where Alencia is, and she has her own arc earlier in the game. And she's like, hey, you're on my turf, you can't do that. And they're both like, yeah, nice try, but we want to kill the other people, so we're gonna go all out. So she gets in the middle of them, she throws her sword away, and she's like, try me. and both sides are like, all right, lady. Sorry, we'll take this elsewhere. Sorry. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. But if you couldn't tell, based on everything we've been saying and how we've been talking about Radiant Dawn forever, this is a very complex game. And they wanted to dial it down a little bit. How they do that? Yeah. How'd that happen? How'd that happen? How did things do it? They're all like, well, let's go back and remake again.
Let's remake the first game again. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, the game that when you defend it, you have to talk about how it looks like sin.
Yeah,
I love Shadow Dragon a lot.
I actually I pulled out my copy just to prove I have it, but I'm not live and I don't have a cam, so I can't show you guys anyway. So anyway, it's the first time anyone outside of Japan got to experience Marth's story for the first time ever. You know, you weren't doing other things. Anyway, it's the first time reclassing is introduced. Let's go.
Yeah, reclassing in this game was crazy.
Yeah. And it also introduced a single-use save point at tiles that let that's one retry per level from that point. So like you could put your save point down, and then you can like retry the level from that save point. But only that
only
part.
that save point.
Only that save point. That's the only time. Anyway, it had a number of replacement characters. Like when one character died, like you could get replacement characters, and nobody liked this because the point of Fire Emblem is to keep all your characters alive till the end.
I like this
everybody
system.
was like,
I said it. I like this system. I like unlocking guidance by killing units. I don't think that should come back, but I like it. I like this system. I know I'm alone on this. Like, don't worry, I know I'm alone on this.
Like,
I like it.
I don't think it's like the worst idea, but I do understand why nobody liked it because I also do not want any of my characters to die. Although I did like sacrifice.
That's a huge. For me, it's like, you know, I have like the core people per playthrough that I care about. But if someone else dies, then I'm like, I don't got time to restart. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to let some of my units die if it's for the greater good, you know?
Yeah, that's why I sacrificed Skeleton Mentor at the beginning.
Yeah, the game literally tells you, like, there's gonna be moments where you have to kill people.
Yeah.
And Baby Martha's like, okay. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the hot pies.
But anyway, this is like the first time where I think they like actually like rewrote a bit of the story and stuff like that because like there wasn't much story written originally.
This game is genuinely hilarious.
Yeah, you get to watch Marth be a sad boy for the most of the game.
No, there's a part where I forget who it is. It's Nina, I think. She's like, Marth, you have to be careful. I'm worried. The weight of the country stands on your shoulders. And Marth's response is, what? Are you worried about me or the country? No, one of my favorites. It's so funny. In FE1, you use Sita, your Pegasus Knight, who like has a crush on Marth. Like Marth and Sita like get married at the end of the game. So there's this one character, Roger, that you can recruit in FE1. And in that game, she's like, your eyes look so sad. Is it about love? And he's like, you've convinced me. I'll join your side. And there's nothing else to it. In this game, she sees him. She's like, hey, you don't look so good, buddy. Are you all right? And he's like, I don't really want to have to fight you guys, but, you know, I got to defend my country, you know. And he like he's acting all complicated about it. And she's like, all right, well, if you must. And then she like, you know, starts like acting pretty and stuff. And she's like, by the way, do you believe in love? And he's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, maybe you should join our side. Like, I'm just saying. And he's like, oh, okay. Right. And then you can actually have Roger talk to Marth. And he's like, hey, buddy, I'm on your side. Don't attack me. And Martha's like, oh, all right, cool. Well, thank you for joining our cause. We need it. And then he's like, oh, I'm going to be honest. You see that girl over there? I kind of got a crush on her. I think we have a chance together. And Marth just gets like, he doesn't respond. You just see like this angry stare. It's so funny.
Dude, that's my fiance.
Like, you're literally talking about my fiance, buddy.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good. Marth, this is the only game where Marth, like, is actually, like, he has a personality. It's so funny.
Yeah. They decided to, like, which includes the ha-ha-ha, welcome. So Fire Emblem isn't doing so well.
Boy.
So they decided to make another remake, but this time of Chapter 2.
And it doesn't have Book 1 included, oddly enough.
Yeah. So anyway, remake of Book 2, which from Mart's story was the first remake added to the modern supports conversations, new characters. In fact, I believe this is said to be the largest roster of characters in a Fire Emblem game to date. So that we are saying, it's also the first time we see the My Unit / Avatar character.
Up to this point that we've covered, it has the largest. There is one game that has a larger roster, though.
Yeah.
So I will say two things. One, I know about like the story of this game, but I've never played it. This is the one Fire Emblem I've never played.
I've kind of played it, as in I got distracted when the one playthrough I was doing.
And second, I don't know if you're going to agree with me on this, but I'm going to say it. I think Chris is the worst My Unit out of them all, with the obvious exception that we'll get to later. But they're so bad I forget about them.
Yeah.
But,
I don't care for, like, Chris as a personality. I do feel like if we're going to keep doing My Unit, so this is how I'd prefer it to be done than how it's been done.
The next game, actually, is how I want it to be done.
Yeah. which is like, that's a hero there. Like, I prefer when we get to the next game, we'll talk about it. Like, this one or the next game is how I prefer it to be done as to
my problem with the My Unit in this game, the reason why I like how the next game handles it a lot more, this game is like a remake of FE3, which has a good story. It just has some pacing problems. This game is, let's take that story, but it turns out the whole time there is this super duper secret special person behind the scenes that the history books never told you about, and that person is you.
Ooh.
And I hate it. It ruins the story of FE3. Yeah. It ruins it. But I've never actually played this one, so I don't have much. I hear, like, gameplay-wise, it's a lot of what Fire Emblem fans really want. So I'm interested. I do like how they handle My Unit gameplay-wise. Like, you can select a class and it impacts your growth and stuff. Like, that's fine. But the story is what bothers me. But gameplay-wise, I hear I'd really like this one. I've never played it. It still looks like sin.
Yeah, I really wish they hadn't used 3D models for the
DS
ones.
Yeah. Like, I love the DS like a lot, but this is.
But like,
I love Shadow Dragon. Game rules, but
I don't
the
know
visuals hold it back.
What this was.
Great music though.
But anyway, let's move on.
So all right, here we go. Also, Melody installing 3 houses. We're getting to that one later.
Yeah. Also, it's 2012, and Nintendo said, if you don't sell enough copies, this is the end of Fire Emblem.
Fire Emblem will die.
If you do not.
If you do not sell it, was like, I forget how many copies it was, but.
Yeah. So if they decided that this was going to be their last game, they're going to go out with a bang. So anyway, it's the first time they created the pair-up mechanic, which is 2 characters fight side by side and they do a thing. It's the first time they have ever fully voiced combat lines. First time DLC is introduced. And they also made a commemorative DS, which you could have purchased at the time where Fire Emblem came out. Because it sold so well in Japan, they just pumped money into it.
Yeah, no, it's this is the first game that have paid a DLC. Technically, Shadow Dragon and New Mystery had a shop that you could connect to online and download specific items, but it was with in-game currency, so it was free. Paid DLC, Awakening was the first.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, boy. What to say about Fire Emblem? All right, I like the story. I like the characters. Quotation marks. So for me, because I'm the old Fire Emblem fan, I was like, I don't hate it. Ooh.
Yeah, so you cut out for a little bit, but you're back.
So I don't hate. I know this is a lot of people's first Fire Emblem games, and I know a lot of people like this one. So my hot take is that I don't hate it, but I also like this kind of.
Wasn't this also the start of the waifu characters? No, the start of that was
FE1.
No, the start of that was FE1.
I'm like, maybe
FE1
the game
was the
should
start.
have died.
Fire Emblem's been waifu obsessed from the very beginning. This is the first one. This is the first one that had a combination of marriage and self-insert. That's specifically like the working formula of
Awakening. This specific
Awakening.
Combination is what I guess saved Fire Emblem, and this is why I'm like, maybe Fire Emblem should have died.
No, from my perspective, it's like I can tell from how mad people got about this over Engage. People look at Fire Emblem as a dating sim. People don't see it as a strategy game anymore.
Yeah.
Because there's no dating aspects in Engage, and people got angry.
Yeah.
People got
and like this
mad.
is why Cherri sometimes Ponzers just go, maybe Fire Emblem shouldn't have been saved.
But then we wouldn't have gotten Echoes.
I know.
The next game. My perspective on Awakening, it's been a roller coaster. Like, it came out, I loved it. The next game in the series came out, I was like, oh, Fire Emblem should have died. This game's actually very bad. More time passed. I grew to appreciate it again. More time passed. I realized how broken it was. Even more time passed. This is going to sound like a disservice, but I mean this as a compliment. Awakening to me is Fire Emblem popcorn food.
True.
It's fun.
Because like
it's got enjoyable nothing that deep, but it doesn't need to be deep. It's fun. I like it. I don't need it.
I like marrying Crom over and over again because for some reason I just can't marry anybody else.
I like Crom getting to marry a random villager because nobody likes him. I'll marry.
Sorry, I can't. Guys, I know Sumiya is supposed to be his canon love interest, but I never let that happen.
No, that's so boring. I think I've done Olivia more than I've done Sumiya.
Yeah, I think I did Olivia too more often, but I just like, oh, their supports are so boring for Crom and Sumiya. Like, she bakes a pie. That's it.
She trips.
Oh no.
No, I think.
I'll take the random
one
Crom
game notwithstanding, which I promise we're getting to very soon. I think this game has like the flattest characters in terms of like depth and personality. Right. They're all like one-note gimmicks. I think they're fun for the most part, though. Like when they're bad, it's like, wow, this is rough because you have nothing.
It's definitely not as bad as the next game.
We'll get there soon. Well, okay, like, are we getting there soon, or are we just ripping the Band-Aid off now?
I will take these bland characters over what happens in the next slide.
I will take these bland characters over what happens in the next game. Do we want to rip the Band-Aid off?
Yep, let's rip the Band-Aid off.
Let's rip the Band-Aid off. All right, before we go any further, I want to say I try with Fire Emblem. I like being positive. I think these are really good games. Revelation is one of the worst games I've ever played, bar none. Bar none, not even close. I think Birthright is boring and kind of bad, but not one of the worst. Conquest, I don't like. I respect it. Revelations, what were they thinking? What were they thinking?
Oh boy.
I do not have a lot of good to say about these
We don't even have art for the third version because they just did it as DLC.
This is the worst avatar in the entire series. Not even close. Not even close.
Oh god, I hate Corrin so much.
The fact that Corrin I try my best not to think like this. The fact that Corrin has fans genuinely annoys me.
Yeah. Anyway, it features such things like, it's okay, they're not blood related. Oh, oops.
I love when people are like, lol, FE4 incest, lol, 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 when Fates actively encourages it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, the accidental interest in the other games.
Really giving this one. I'm doing Angie Pup. I am Angie.
And I'm like, look, guys, look. I laugh at the incest from the previous two games because, like, it's the thing. It happens, I guess.
Genealogy literally has plot. Like, the point of genealogy is that incest is bad. That's how we get the guy who's going to destroy the world. He's specifically made by the villains to be an incest baby. That's the whole point. Incest is bad.
That's the whole point. It's bad.
Awakening goes out of its way to make sure that children units that are related can't marry each other. What happened here? What happened here? Oh my god. Oh, this makes me you with Micaiah is how me with Fates.
Guys, you can marry Azura, and if you don't know why that's bad, you'll learn.
But hey, listen, you pay money for DLC, right? That's oh god.
Yeah.
You pay $40 for the base game, $20 for the other route you didn't get, $20 for the worst game in the series. However much money to get the DLC story, that is acceptable. Like, it's like we're talking about like Pokemon here. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe I do hate Rev, actually. Maybe I do hate Rev.
Anyway, it has mechanics like it updated the team up where depending on how you stack your units, they double attack or defend. You get to pick your difficulty based on the game you play. No weapon durability, but staffs will break. Haha. Knives and shuriken, and they make the weapon triangle complicated by doing that. There is a same-sex marriage option.
Awful!
For the main character.
Awful!
And the Phoenix mode, which I hate with a passion.
Okay, like, I'll give this to Phoenix mode. I'm with you. I hate the idea of it. Like, to me, it's just, like, a sign of them giving up. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But I will acknowledge that, like, as funny as I find it, it is actually, like, just as bad as you're making it out to be. Like, it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can take this one. I don't want to talk about this game. You can take it. I don't want to talk about it.
Alright, so Phoenix mode was a mode they introduced where your characters... It's a step further from casual mode. Instead of your characters all come back after the end of the chapter, they come back right in the middle of the fight.
It's the very very next turn.
The very next turn. So it's like super baby easy mode, and I'm trying to be as nice as possible. It's like I don't hate casual mode. I just think it should be unlocked after you beat the game once.
Yeah. It's tough because I also understand that like casual mode is what quote unquote saved the series also.
Yeah.
Like permadeath is it's like Pikmin, how like losing one Pikmin makes people want to reset. Like I get why casual mode is necessary. I don't like it, but I get why.
I don't like it because I
necessary.
don't feel like people learn how to play the game with casual mode.
I agree.
I don't really care for it.
Yeah, like part of the series identity you're just ripping out.
Yeah. Phoenix mode is like
Phoenix mode is a problem.
I think it was a terrible idea. Luckily, I don't think I've seen it since. But I am also like not. I've never played anything other than casual mode for Fire Emblem games, so.
When a couple of weeks ago, I did a smooch or scooch tier list for all the Fire Emblem characters. Would I kiss them or not? I had an entire tier. The only tier I had below this one were for children, who of course I would not.
Yeah.
The tier was called, "Can you tell Claire does not like Fire Emblem Fates?" And I put the Fates characters all in there.
Oh God. So this is like, what do you mean, like the characters? I will take Awakening characters over Fire Emblem.
Yeah, there's like a couple characters in this game that none of them are from Birthright. I dislike all of them for Birthright. There are some that I kind of like from Conquest.
Yeah, but it's just like they decided to take the anime tropes that they were kind of using from the previous game and like, what if we like crank them up to like 11?
We made them, and Awakening was already pretty cracked up.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind like cranking things up to 11 if it's fun, but like I feel like that's what Awakening did.
Yeah.
Like this is cranking it up to 11 compared to Awakening. This is cranking it up to 22 compared to what game before that. Like way too much. Yes.
And it's also like
2 streams. Yes.
And then we get into the censorship and all of the stuff that happened in the writing room with Nintendo Treehouse, which got people angry. So on top of this, it sounds like also a lot of the supports were also Americanized. Also.
Which it was Berica and Saizo, I think. Support.
And it was actually a full ass support in the Japanese version.
Yup.
And to which is what has gotten Nintendo Treehouse in trouble with translation since then.
All I'm saying is I know we got a lot of Kirby fans in chat right now. If you think like the Star Allies translation was bad, oh boy, not even close.
Yeah. Basically, this is what got Nintendo in a lot of trouble on the American side.
Yeah.
It was
bad. It was like actually really bad.
Yeah.
Ooh, chicken Sammy, very yummy, very yummy.
But let's move on to this before we.
So, all right, I'm gonna give a little bit. We're done talking about Fates, but before you go to the next slide, just a little bit of context. When Fates came out, because I played Awakening and I really liked it. The marketing for Fates was really good. I'll give it that. So I was very excited. Then I played it, and I'm like, wow. I'm done with the series. Like that's how much I'm just like, I'm done with it. I can't play this anymore. On a whim one day, it was Black Friday sale. It was a buy two get one game for free. At GameStop. And I had 2 games that I really wanted, and I was looking around for a third, and I couldn't find one. And then I just so happened to stumble upon... Next slide. If I could... There we go. Fire Emblem Echo Shadows of Valencia, and this game is why I am still a Fire Emblem fan. This is my second favorite game in the series after Path of Radiance. I love this game with all my heart. It means a lot to me.
My opinion, and gave some faith that hopefully that they haven't forgotten us Fire Emblem fans.
You find things here and there for the newer fans. This is for like the GBA Tellius people.
Yeah. This is for my, I really like this art style, but this is because I'm biased, and the artist comes from, one of the main ways I was introduced to this artist was from the Atelier games.
Yes.
This is the artist for the Dusk series, which if you ever want to try Atelier games, I usually use those as an ing because the time management isn't so bad in those games, but it's not like not there either, unlike the newer games. Sad.
So I will concede, like, I twist my arm on this one. It's my favorite game in the series, but I will concede that the best art style would be Tellius. This has my favorite. Yeah. I actually like this more than the Tellius art style, personally.
This is my favorite artist.
I'll be
honest.
So shout out to Hidari, the artist for this, for drawing Fire Emblem Hatsune Miku.
Yeah.
Actually goes so hard.
It's too bad that I'll never become a famous VTuber, and I'm like, if I could somehow get the connections to have a VTuber model made by this lady, I would.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Oh, please. Please.
Yeah. But I know that's impossible, and I'll never be a popular VTuber, so... But anyway, so there was a lot of fun things in this game. They had the dungeon crawling. They had, this is the first time, the time rewind mechanic, which is, I will say, I'm okay with the time rewind mechanic.
Same.
I like this more than casual mode because I think that this works better for what Fire Emblem is than, say, a casual mode. Yeah.
It's so nice. Like, I mean, limited uses means you can't just abuse it, like, to Heckaruni and back. But I just also really like it as, like, whoops, I moved this unit to the wrong spot by mistake. Silly me. Now, instead of having to suffer the consequences of my actions or restart the entire chapter, it's just, boop.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's genuinely really nice.
Yep. Yeah, so I like that mechanic. I like the expanded world. I like how, like, you can really feel the emotions between Alm and Seneca.
This game has the best voice acting in the series, and I don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah,
I think this game has, because of the voice acting, I also think this game has the best supports in the series, and I don't think it's particularly close.
Yeah. And I think maybe it's because we don't have the option to pair up characters here. So,
no, there's there's romance in this game, don't get me wrong, but it's like
there's romance, but we don't get to dictate it. A lot
of people hate this character. I'll admit to liking Faye, but one of my favorite things with Faye is that she has a support with Alm, and in the A support, she tells him, "I have a dream that we live together and we raise a family together. Doesn't that sound nice?" And Alm says, "It does sound nice as a dream, but I don't see you that way, Faye. You have to live with that. I'm sorry." Like, it goes crazy that, like, a game's gonna have this, but more often, like, if this was in the last two games, you could marry Alm and Faye together and it would completely ruin the point. But this game sticks to its guns and is really good.
Yeah.
Also, Dark Entity, how did they rate Sacred Stones? Really good beginner game, really fun.
Yep. Beginner game, good game. If you want to get into Fire Emblem, I recommend that usually as a starting place. Its story is pretty easy to understand, good to go through.
Yeah.
Yep. I can't believe we got a friend zone support. We did get a friend zone support.
Yeah,
we got multiple friends.
One that was actually handled with, like, weight. Not just like for
we got multiple friend zone support. There's a guy who loves another guy, and he was friend zoned to hell and back, and he's like, it's okay, I understand how it was be. And then there's another guy who likes that guy, and he gets friend zoned by that one. It's great.
Echoes also means a lot to me personally because Lucas is with no, like, hesitation. They, like, pretty blatantly spell it out without saying the word, but Lucas is asexual, and I am too. So having, I love Lucas, like, he's phenomenally written. So for, like, just to have, you know, representation like that, the ace rep is honestly handled a lot better than most of their other LGBT rep. But, you know, it means a lot to me, you know. I don't need it, you know, I can relate to these other characters just fine. They're very well written, blah, 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 but, like,
I just think it was great about how much friend zoning was happening, and I was like,
and I was like saying it out loud now. It's like, yeah, this is like friend zone the Fire Emblem game.
Yeah. And he's like, I can't love you. I'm still in love with my dead wife, and it's not gonna happen, is what he said. And then when the other guy confesses, he's like, well, why are you into him and not into me? And he's like, well, that's not how that works.
You're not really my style, sorry.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm into daddies.
Leon's into Valvar because he thought he was one of the main characters because of the Gaiden box art.
Mm-hmm. But, oh, nay. The supports are really well. The cast is great. Even the villains are, like, really
they range from deep and complex to one note and super fun. I love Jeddah. He just lives to be evil, and it's hilarious. But no, like, Berkut, obviously, Berkut's a fan favorite for a reason. Introduced in this game, and I think it's pretty easy to tell, but I really like what they did with him. Oh, I can't believe they brought this back from Gaiden. So, in the end of Act 1, you fight Desai, who is one of the villains. And you're not supposed to be able to kill him because he has a dragon shield that gives him 20 defense and 20 res. In Gaiden, if you kill him, he's like, uh-oh, you killed Desai's double, not Desai. And that's it. It's like this really weird way to get around it. But when you kill him in Gaiden, and the whole game has voice acting, by the way, so they perform these lines. You kill Desai, he goes, wait, you have the wrong, and then he dies, and Slade goes, you thought you killed Desai? Ha! That was just his double. I can't believe they kept this. This is incredible. I love this game so much. They kept a lot of things from Gaiden. Yeah. They did not keep easy mode, which kind of, I like easy mode as a way to get quick EXP, but it does have a hard mode, which I also very much like.
It keeps a lot of things, like, you see all the same stuff. The mechanics are pretty much almost the same as, like, a couple of things. They got rid of the weapon triangle for this, but they also introduced a lot of, like, I think they balanced the stuff a lot better without having the weapon triangle, as, say, for a game that's coming up.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, like, they could have, like, force-fit axe users into this game. But considering you don't get axe users, I think no weapon triangle kind of makes sense.
Yep. So, and I'm like, let's watch how this bow flies. Whee!
Oh, here's another thing. I think this game has the best music in the series, and I don't think it's particularly close. I love the soundtrack. It's so good.
It's good. It's very good. This is good game. Now let's move on to
let's move on. I'm sure this next game is not controversial in the slightest.
I'm sure there's no problems in this game whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm sure this is a game. Oh no, it's still Angie Puff for okay, but anyway.
And no one argued over this game online constantly. No, not at all. Everybody got along and everything was fine. Clearly, just like in the game, everybody got along.
Just like in the game.
Oh boy.
Nobody's saying kill every last one of them.
Yeah. Causing Edelgard Discord in 2019.
All right. So, where do we start? I genuinely
don't know.
Where do we start?
It's hard to start because
I like it.
So I do like the game, and so when I'm about to complain for everything in this game, just come to know that it comes from a place that I like the game. The gameplay is terrible.
I think we have, like, polar opposite views on it. I have a lot of fun playing it. I think the story kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I think the characters carry it. Don't get me wrong. They're great characters.
Yeah.
But the story itself that they're trying to tell is pretty bad, I think.
Right. No, I don't think, like, the story is, like, good because I think Fire Emblem is at its best when they don't get too complicated with the story, and this was, let's get super complicated with the story for no reason.
It was ambitious. It was ambitious.
Which is why I still think Dimitri's route is the best route of the game, because it's just
it's the most Fire Emblem. Yep.
This is Fire Emblem. This is how Fire Emblem is.
Yep. It's a Fire Emblem story. Edelgard and Rhea, well, not Rhea, but Edelgard and Church. They're both super complex messes. Claude, much as I love him, that sure was a story that amounted to nothing.
So, yeah. So, So what I like about the Blue Lion route is, like, not only did, like, it has Dimitri's whole, like, character arc he's going through, but it also, like, makes sure to involve all the characters, well, at least most of the characters in the story as well. Unlike in Claude's route, which is Claude figuring things out, and here's the gold lions derping around in the background. And then there's Edelgard's route with
half
where
the
are
chapters
the other
that everybody else
characters?
gets.
Who knows? It's just Edelgard and her angsty boy.
Well, you gotta understand, Edelgard was experimented on by the mole people.
Yeah, you gotta understand.
You gotta understand
There's a
the
reason
mole
why
people
she
were
did
involved.
everything she did.
The secret underground mole people, and when I say that, I don't mean the secret underground sewer rats that they introduced in the DLC.
Ah, yes, Twisted.
I think it's way too
I can't
sloppy
believe
of a story.
I can't believe they said those who swim.
I think every story beat that they try, like, has the potential to be good, but is so messy and swampy that it just sucks. But
it's just
I really like this cast. I really like this cast.
This is. I will say that the person who wrote this is definitely better at writing characters than they are at writing a full story.
Okay, okay. So I've been doing a thing.
Except for one.
Oh, we'll talk about her last. But, although I'm going to talk about her right now. There are a lot of, with Fire Emblem games, there's a lot of stuff where it's like, oh, this is so funny. Like, it's like peak story for me. In 3 houses, it is on Edelgard's route. You're fighting Dimitri. If you have Edelgard fight Dimitri, he shouts at her, "How long will you continue to kill? How long will you continue to conquer?" And Edelgard's response is, "How long will you continue to fight back? How long will you consider killing in return?" Her response is literally reverse Uno. It sucks. It's so funny.
Oh. Edelgard, I love you, but the way you went about things was not right, and that's the point of the story, is what everybody keeps getting, like, lost in the sauce about the Edelgard discourse.
My perspective
is that neither
on
her
3
or
houses,
Rhea are right.
It sucks to say this, but the way I viewed this story, and kind of the way that I still do, because it's the way that I can view it and like it the most, is ignore the routes, like, literally pretend they don't exist. This is actually just a Claude story. Because if you look at it the other way, then Claude's story doesn't matter at all, and the stories are super messy. If you look at it as it's just Claude, nothing else matters, then it's better. It's better. It's messy, but
Claude,
it's better,
guys.
and it's got a lot of charm to it. Claude is funny.
Here's Claude.
Here's Claude. He's upside down.
Here he is. He's here to do things. He's here to figure out all of your problems and solve everything from thing. There's totally not going to be an issue with that later on when you figure out, like, he's a prince from another country.
Okay. I have to shout this out from chat. Dempster, literally, how long are you gonna keep bullying me? How long are you gonna try to stop me? That's literally what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Edelgard and Dimitri, that's... it's complicated.
I love the mechanics. I think the maps kind of suck. I think the mechanics are some of the most fun in the series.
I think it would have worked if they didn't get rid of the weapon triangle. Because
That's fair.
It made a lot of the...
I think my hot take with Fire Emblem, which is very funny that I bring this up now because the very next game solves it and then some. I think my hottest take with the weapon triangle is that, and there are exceptions, like Genealogy weapon triangle is crazy. It's like 30 avoid, 30 hit or something like that. Yeah. But by and large, weapon triangle exists to make the player feel smarter without actually impacting a lot of things. The fact that this game doesn't have the weapon, like, they exist as skills, I kind of prefer that. I kind of like, because that's, the weapon triangle is iconic for a reason, and it should be there. Like, making you feel smarter, like, that is a good thing, right? But I feel like when it's
I'm not
there,
saying, like,
it's like,
a
how
hero
different
there.
really is this?
Yeah. It's like, I'm not saying, like, it's a hero there. It's just, I think it's without a weapon triangle. It's just, like, basically everybody just throws their units. into like doing thing, and you don't have to like actually strategize.
I think the more you not abuse reclassing, but the more you abuse reclassing into broken classes like flyers and stuff, that's the problem. Because I think so. I'm speaking on the perspective of playing on Maddening.
Right.
I think on Maddening, like the enemy stats are so inflated that it really forces you to give units specific roles and have them do specific things, or cheese the game like crazy. Either way, it's fun. But you're kind of like mandated to have your units be certain roles, because if they're not, then you're falling behind. And the second you fall behind on Maddening, your run is over. You have to like start over. It's very punishing. I like that. I will concede though, when the game came out and I played it on hard, I felt very similarly.
Yeah.
I don't think normal and hard, I guess I can concede that normal and hard aren't great gameplay experiences, but Three Houses Maddening is some of the most fun I've had with Fire Emblem.
Yeah, I just feel like even on the normal mode, you still need to like...
normal mode is like actually bad.
Yeah.
Hard mode is like a mixed bag that I'm leaning negative towards. Normal mode, like actually
it's like I shouldn't have to put my thing up to hard mode to get a normal mode feeling, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but I can't help it. Maddening is so much fun for me. I can't help it, but I see where you're coming from. If nothing else, I think it is perfectly reflective of what Three Houses is. A hot mess that actually can be very good.
It's not bad. The characters are fine. I don't like being the main character again. I mean, it's not as bad as
it's definitely not as bad as Corn. Violet, I'm so mixed on. Because there's so many good ideas that they have that are executed in the worst way because of one word, and that one word is professor.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like the idea of having a main character that has no emotions, and that's why they never talk. They don't even have like a beating heart, and they're learning to become more human by bonding with this great cast of characters is a great idea. The problem is professor.
Why are we the teacher again?
Well, like, we're talking about like, you know, they won't stop gassing you up because you're this great main character. Every project has this problem except for Robin.
Yeah.
Robin is a cranky strategist bookworm. Robin is a Fire Emblem player.
Yeah, and the best part is that a certain someone didn't even trust Robin right from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's why I will say Robin is one of my preferred if this is how we're gonna do it, I prefer we do this way.
Yeah, and from the Crom perspective too. Oh, whoops, my YouTube crashed. Oopsie. And I like it from the Crom perspective too, because like, you know, the whole thing with Crom is that he's kind of an idiot, but you know, he's trusting, and that's like really charming and makes people feel better. Like you have Crom being like, oh, I trust Robin, they're great. It ties back to his character, Frederick being like, my guy, please, ties into his character.
Like, you can't just adopt people off from the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
But they have nowhere to go.
I have with that's what I love about Sedith. Sedith is the one person in Three Houses that's like, why is everybody gassing you up? You've literally done nothing. Like, what are you doing?
You're right. I don't know either. And he's like, stop it.
He's literally like, stop it. Like, what do you mean you don't know? Are you crazy? And then Flame gets kidnapped, and he's like, please, you have to help her. You have to help her. And when you do, he's finally like, okay. Like, I can't say I don't trust you at this point. You literally saved my sister.
And then some people go to Sethith, hey, Sethith, want to restore our race?
And Sethith is like, I'm old.
Yeah.
The moment Corin talks or tries to have agency, it all falls apart. Yup.
Yeah.
Well, Fate's in a nutshell. Insanely high potential meets absolutely none of it.
It's like, they could be a character, but then it just didn't happen. And also, like, all of the systems, all of the story, all of the incest, and that just went horribly wrong. Horribly wrong. As me trying to figure out the family tree of Fate's. And I'm like, I thought it was bad Azura's our cousin, but she actually might be like doubly related to us.
Still marry her.
I'm correct.
Still marry her.
Yeah.
But in Three Houses, you can also incest.
Yes, because Rhea is our
mother. Sothis is...
Sothis is our great-grandmother, question mark?
Yeah, but aren't
Or
we
us?
Sothis? Because we have the heart of Sothis inside of us, spoiler. So aren't we Sothis?
No, so we're not Sothis. We are a...
Rhea being both grandmother and daughter is certainly a choice.
Okay, so technically we're not, because our mother was supposed to be her clone, but our mother did have us. Gerald is our biological father. So, like, we technically only have half of the DNA of Sothis. So, we guess we'd be Sothis's half-sister, if anything, if we're going off of that. So, our mom was a clone, or one of many clones that Rhea was making. So, our mom is Rhea's daughter, kind of, with us being Rhea's granddaughter.
I like this comment. I like this comment from chat. Sothis is a mistake. Yeah. That's what she is.
But I like that sassy little dragon. She's very funny in the combat spin-off where she just wants to murder everything.
Look, it's like everything in Three Houses. There's no easy answer to this question.
Yeah. So anyway, trying to figure this out is complicated. Let's move on to the next one, which Cherri does not like. Let's move on to one of the
easiest games to talk about. I say, as I will preface what you're about to say, because this is actually why this game is part of why I was so excited. Because when we were playing Peak, we had a brief conversation about it, and all I will bring up for now is that Engage fluctuates between my third favorite game and my second favorite game in the series. It is
Cherri doesn't like the art style. One of my favorites. That's what it really comes down to more than anything for Cherri's opinion. I think I don't. Is it working on the stream version?
I hope it is. I can't actually see my screen preview right now because my monitor sucks and did a thing where my OBS.
Hang on, maybe it's I froze. Let's see. Did I freeze?
Well, we should still be moving on OBS. It's just I can't see the preview. So like on Twitch, we should still be moving, just not. Let's see.
Well, I'm checking out our Twitch feed, and you're not moving. The Fire Emblem thing is going, but nothing else is.
I'm trying to get the stream up, but Twitch sucks. Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
F you, Twitch.
Oh my god, I can't see half the screen. There's like actual. No, don't cast. Just get rid of the chat so I can see.
Yeah, it looks like on the YouTube version as well. Your avatar is not moving.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Welcome to This Is Why Cherri decided also not to stream to be able to look for technical difficulties. It's been frozen for like 10 minutes. Oh, wow.
Oh, really? Oh. Please tell me next time that happens. Please. Okay. Alright, skip the end. Or don't skip the end, I guess, whatever.
Sometimes things happen.
Oh, okay. All right, good news. I know why it's because VTube Studio froze. That's okay. I was not aware that VTube Studio froze, but at least like it's actually something that makes sense. All right. Close VTube. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about the
live view.
Yeah, about it. Cuz I see here it should say Fire Emblem Engage. That should be the game that we're on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's on my view that you're showing me. Maybe,
hold on. Let me see.
Maybe we have to refresh
No, I have an idea. Okay. Is it showing Engage now? Well, it's not showing Engage now. Okay, it's showing Engage. Okay.
Yes, it is.
All right, it's showing Engage. Excellent. Now I'm super big, but I can fix that.
Yay, we did it.
We did it. Everything should be working again.
Yay.
Yes, this should be good. All right, everything's good again.
Right.
Yes. Woo.
Cherri's main problem comes down to the art style. So it doesn't have anything against Mika Picasso as her editor. Mika Picasso is a great artist, and she's good at designing characters. Because as you can see with the way that she drew Celica and Marth, you can see that she can draw in the Fire Emblem art style.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know what all these new designs are, but.
They're a little much. I have a soft spot for them just because I like the game so much, but it's a little much. It's definitely a lot.
basically they decided for the main characters. So we have like red-haired characters and blue-haired characters. So which should we have for this main character? And they said yes.
Yes. Now we have toothpaste and Pepsi.
Yeah. And everybody's like, the design's grown on me, and I'm like, I still refuse to let this design grow on me. I do not.
Toothpaste. I'll stand toothpaste. I'm gonna be completely real with you. Toothpaste didn't grow on me because there was no need to have it grow on me. I liked it from the beginning. I'll be completely real with you. But I think by and large, like the character designs by and large, I've always liked them too. I can concede that they're a little much. I think the people that are like, these are objectively the worst designs in the series, I think they're a little cuckoo bananas. I think FE1 has the worst designs in the series, and it's not even close. But
I think
Terra,
a lot of my
yes.
issues come down to, I think the colors chosen for this are just too bright for Fire Emblem. Like, because even like the previous ones, when they're like bringing in new artists and stuff like that, they still use more like of a muted color palette. But this decides to use all of the colors, and I don't know if I care for that.
It is very bright. I like bright colors. I know a lot of this is boiling down to I like bright colors, but in terms of like things that like I actually do think are like good. A lot of the character designs that aren't like I like Hortensia. I can't stand Hortensia's design, but I think a lot of the more muted ones, like Etier, for example. I love Etier. Obviously I love Alfred, but he's my puppy boy, so that's like, I'm very biased on that one. But like Louis, I think Louis's got a great design. I think someone in my chat brought up Tamara. I love Tamara's Fagato. Pandreo. Mavier has a great one. Gris is funny. There are a lot of character designs that I think work, and what I like about the character designs in this game more than Three Houses, to draw that direct comparison, I think Three Houses, and this is a first half problem, like post time skip, this problem goes away, but my big problem with Three Houses designs are that because they're all wearing the uniforms, they're so like homogenized.
Right.
Whereas Engage, like, it's a low bar for what it's worth, but every character looks unique.
That's kind of a complicated topic, because that's kind of why you wear uniforms, to homogenize things.
Yeah, so, but it's like, this is Fire Emblem we're talking about.
Yeah, so yeah, so it's like, I understand the thing, but everybody, but I will say, time skip in like both versions of the games, everybody gets outfits that are very reminiscent of old Fire Emblem games.
Oh yeah, more than either, like the ranking of designs would be Three Houses, time skip, Engage, an intense fall off, pre-time skip. I don't, when I play I like seeing how unique all of these wonderful cast members are.
Yeah.
I like how individual, that's what's like great about Fire Emblem, is that, everybody's unique. So to put them all in a school uniform, I can't stand.
So I think the battle system is okay. Cherri's issues with the battle system comes from like some of the gacha elements that are in this game.
I think this is the best gameplay the series has ever had, and it's not even close. Yeah. I'm firmly in that camp. I think. And
the rings, I that's like my only thing. And I'm like, but if they would come out and just say that this was supposed to be an anniversary title, a lot of my gripes would go away.
I mean, that's fair too. It's just like, it can feel a little pandery, which I don't like. But it's just, there is never like, the maps are peak. The weapon triangle, how they changed it to actually mean something, is absolute peak. The skills that they have, having a nice balance between not being skill emblem but still having skills, absolute peak. The way that you can use the Somniel if you want to relax, but if you want to be like an old Fire Emblem player and just move to the next chapter, you can do that. Absolute peak. The weapon forging system, absolute peak. There's just everything about the game to me is like this is so good. It's so good. Chain attacks. Even talk about chain attacks. Absolute peak. So many good ideas that are executed in a way that is like so specific and fine-tuned.
I do like they've gone back to the stance of everybody has their dedicated classes and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, you could still reclass, unfortunately, but
yeah, you can still. But I like that, like the blah blah blah. Check it out. So that the customization comes from the back end more so than the front end, because I think, like I said, like that's one of Three Houses like little down pitfall is that everybody can be anything.
Yep.
Really. And that's kind of what like keeps it from being like too stratagem.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah.
I think like the only downside really for Fire Emblem Engage is that so they made too many characters like main characters.
Yeah. Very specifically, it's like I think there are only 4 characters aside from Alear. There's only 4 characters that aren't either royals or retainers. Yeah. I think there's only 4 playable characters.
So, like, I feel like the retainer thing that Fire Emblem is obsessed with needs to go away, or
after Engage, I'm kind of starting to feel that way too.
Or they only have their one dedicated person to them. Every royal having 2 retainers is getting a little ridiculous.
See, funny enough, I actually like to actually do a 3 houses over Engage thing for a sec. Dedue is like perfect. Hilda is funny, and Hubert is even funnier. So, like, that game handler retainer is, like, literally perfect.
And because of the character bloat in Engage, I feel like it doesn't give anyone time to breathe. So a lot of people's favorites come off more, which I guess that's more traditional Fire Emblem, but I feel like people's favorite units come off more from what they can do on the battlefield, more so.
I think... It is an issue that supports are especially when the game came out. Good God, supports are pretty tough to get naturally. I do also think a big problem is that the first supports you get are some of the worst. The ones with like Clan and Fram and all them, they're pretty bad.
Oh,
but like around the time, like, you know, you start getting more characters, and admittedly, you know, it is a Fire Emblem problem that they don't have time to shine in the story. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I think that even like 3 Houses has that problem, and that's probably the best example we have of letting characters breathe outside of the main story. And even still, I'd say it has a problem with it. But I think once you start getting to like the better supports, like the Alfred supports, the Salien, the Etier, even like Etier to an extent, you go further down, like Diamond, Alchrist, Lapis, Ivy, Kagetsu. Like, there are a lot of characters, like they're predominantly their supports are really, really good. That informs you a lot about what these characters are about. But a lot of people don't really get to see that because, one, supports are hard to build. At the very, maybe they're not hard, but they're not intuitive. Because of the horrible first impression you get from Fram and Clan. And then you get to, you know, the Alfred squad, which on the surface level isn't much better. They're much better, but on the surface level they're not. Then it's like, oh, all the characters are just like this. And that's kind of the idea that people carry throughout the whole game, even though it's not true.
It's hard to get any good supports, I feel. I think they copied and pasted too many for the first supports. At least that's what it felt like for me when I was like going into things. Like, everything kind of felt repetitive for like between characters and stuff like that. They felt very the same, and I get it. That's kind of like, in general, kind of how when you first meet a person, you kind of tell people all the same things about yourself.
It's much better than 3 Houses in the supports regard.
Yeah.
3 Houses makes me want to strangle somebody with that support system.
Yeah.
Ugh. But I feel like I said, to me, I feel like once you get to the Firene group, it's better. It's just, 1, it's not intuitive to get them, and 2, you're so tainted. Because I like Vander, but his supports with Clan and Fram are awful. So even in that regard, like even in regards to like a good character, your first impression of what he's all about is terrible. So it's like, all right,
and
well, here's
like,
her 3
I don't
awful
do
supports.
any of this anymore.
Maybe you like Alear, maybe you don't. Alear is kind of a mixed bag for a lot of people. So whatever your stance is, you're still getting supports with Clan and Fram, who are awful, and Vander, who doesn't have any good supports until Alfred, who you get in Chapter 3, but realistically, you're not going to see the supports for until at least Chapter 4. And at this point, you're already a couple hours into the game, probably, and it's just like, wow. Wow,
Yeah.
these characters are doing nothing for me. When
Yeah,
you're like
I mean,
just away
also,
from the point. 2 hours is
with
too
how
long to
many
get a single good
characters
support. I
there are.
agree with that. But like, I
Yeah.
promise.
With how many characters are you? I
they're
think
there.
everybody's getting the first supports more than anything because like it just keeps throwing characters at you.
Yeah, it does do so
this
at a very
game.
fast pace.
And so that's why I feel like I also didn't get to like grow supports either because I'm like, well, time to switch out my characters because all of a sudden these new characters are here that all of my old characters don't work really anymore.
Shoutouts to Alira. I say this in chat. Shoutouts to Alira asking Yunaka if she was a mercenary in their C support, only to ask Byleth what's a mercenary and the Emblem Byleth support. That's funny. That's funny.
I asked her what a mercenary is, but can you explain to me what a mercenary
what
is?
it is? I thought I knew, but maybe I don't.
Yeah. Yunaka confused me because she keeps saying hiya papaya, and I'm not sure if that's what mercenaries are like.
Yeah. Well, would you describe being a mercenary as zappy? No, my favorite Emblem. Oh, there's a lot of dialogue in this game that like this sucks. It's hilarious. But my favorite Emblem support, unironically, because the Emblem supports are pretty bad. But the really funny one is Jean and Ike. Jean goes, "Wow, I never knew that emblems were so tall." Ike responds, "Nah, I'm just huge."
In which way, Ike? In which way?
I think it's Citrine or Goldmary. I don't remember which one, but one of them are talking to Ike, and they're like, you know what would make you look a lot more approachable? Like a smile. He responds, "Gee, thanks. I'll consider that sometime." I like Path of Radiance by sure, whatever, but I feel like the Emblem supports are actually perfect for Ike specifically. Because the problem with everybody else is that it's like, oh, they're not talking, and the thing with Ike is that it's like he doesn't talk very much.
Yeah.
just like the brief, brash one-off response is perfect for Ike.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Soren is the same way. I agree. Soren is the same way. I like Soren's a lot too. Path of Radiance, whatever.
Shut up.
Soren just, he tells that to somebody, right? And straight up says, like, can you stop talking?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said it. I
so
actually
funny.
only watched
Bye, Melody,
some of the
take
supports. Because at that point, I was like, the only way I'm going to see any of the... I'm not buying any DLC, I said, so I'm going to watch these on other things.
I bought the DLC because I thought I would enjoy it. I have gotten zero use out of the DLC. I've gotten more out of Three Houses, and I kind of like Three Houses DLC. I like the characters, big shot.
Right, the characters in the Three House DLC are nice, but of course, in general, the character writing for Three Houses is a lot better than
I don't know, honestly. Like, I think Engage has higher highs, but I think it has lower lows too.
Right.
Like, I don't want to get into too much. I don't want to get, like, without getting into too much of it, like, Alchrist, who's the younger brother of Diamant, and Saline, the younger sister of Alfred, they have a whole support chain that, like, the whole thesis of it is, Saline is outside at night and Alchrist outside, and he's like, "Oh, can you not sleep either?" And she's like, "No, I keep having these terrible dreams." And he's like, "Oh, I do too. Mine are about the thought of my brother going out on the battlefield and not returning. I can't live with that." And Saline is like, "That's exactly what mine are about." And they kind of bond and connect over having older brothers that have more responsibility than they do, and the fear of them dying on them and leaving them alone.
If they
Like,
die,
it's
that
very
means
deep.
I have to be the leader of the kingdom. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. But I
don't want
promise
that.
there's good supports in this game. I promise. You just have to get through Clan and Fram. I promise.
It's hard, though. I think
They
it's
are
also
bad.
those
They are
for
bad.
me
Fram
that
especially. Like, I don't like Clan, but I'm at least like, okay, him having fans is a thing that I can understand. Having to hear Fram say the line, "You're so shiny when you sweat," like, I don't get how you can have fans. I hate this. I hate this so much.
I'm sorry. And I think it's also why that I couldn't, like, 100% fully complete the game either, is that I can't take the fucking glazing.
It's
they
bad.
give to
It's bad in
Alear.
Engage. It's bad.
So
I like Alear, too.
bad.
The crazy thing is that I like Alear, but the gassing up of Alear is way too extreme.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so at least I see in chat, it's weird when Ring Fit does that too. At least with, like, that, it is weird, don't get me wrong, but at least with Ring Fit, the game is, like, trying to tell you good job for sweating, because that's the whole point of playing a fitness game. This, like, this is the opposite of a fitness game. It's Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Like, one is trying to gas you up.
Yeah, exactly.
To a workout. This one is like, I am the Dragon Messiah again for the third time.
For the third time.
Yay. I want to be a normal person in the Fire Emblem world. I don't want to be the Dragon Messiah. Can I not be that for, like, one fucking game?
Yes, actually. You can play FE1 through FE11. I think if I would still... I definitely take Alear over Corrin. Like, I take anything over Corrin, to be frank. I still think I would take this over Chris, though. Just because, like, it really bothers, like, annoys me how you're...
Chris is just a
because
little...
I guess it's like a matter of taste, because the glazing of Alear is worse than the glazing of Chris. Alear is actually, like, a character and not just, like, a perfect thing. And also... I can't get over this. I know it's not Chris's fault, but I can't get over this. You take a great story, you remake it, and you ruin it with one character. I can't get over that. I just can't. The villains are a problem with Engage, too. I can kind of laugh at having to fight Marnie and Marvier 6 times. And Gris is, like, straight up funny, but it's a problem.
Mm-hmm. It's another one. It's like Three Houses and how it's kind of a mess, but the things that are... unlike Three Houses, where it's, like... It's got a really good cast of characters, but everything else is, like, so mixed. Engage actually has things, plural, that it's, like it knows how to do it to an immaculate degree. Like, the amount of people that have said, like, even my own opinions aside, the amount of people that have said, oh, no, best gameplay in the series, that's Engage, no questions asked. Like, that means something. Yeah.
The amount of people that say it has the worst story are wrong, but the amount of people that have said that, that's also telling. And also, this might be a hot take. I will much prefer the visuals of Engage over Three Houses.
True.
Three Houses is, like, drab derogatory. I think Three Houses is, like,
I think the models are a big improvement. They figured out, like, what they're doing, like, with how the character models. They're really good. They figured out an environment to work with this. I think it's just, it comes down to Three Houses. They just only really focused on the character models, so that's why everything else kind of, like...
Yeah, the environments are, like, buttily.
Yeah.
I also think, this is something that, like, everybody said, but just to gloss over it quick before we move on. Three Houses combat animations are some of the worst in the series, whereas Engage, the story animations are very stiff, but the battle animations, like when you're on the map, they are about as good as, like, GBA.
Yeah, they brought all the battle stuff back. That's great.
You're gorgeous.
And I'm like, I will never bash Engage for its presentation. I will bash on its story because I don't like Super Sentai kind of the way that they went about doing things, and I really don't like the opening music they decided to go for the game.
Rise from 1,000 years ago. What? Yeah. I love Rise from 1,000 years ago, shaking off a hazy dream. Fire Emblem.
But it's okay. But anyway, I don't have any more slides. But we can talk about, like, spin-offs and everything else in here at this point. And also, we can gloss over them for a little bit. I'm just gonna go back to the first slide because we don't have any set up, so we can go back to the first one. Admittedly, with the spin-offs, like, I've played a fair share of them. I don't have much to say. I'm pretty locked in at this point with Shadows being my favorite spin-off. But I haven't played Tokyo Mirage very much, so it could very well be that one. Tokyo Mirage Session is my favorite spin-off.
Yeah. No, that's the one that I hear. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, you'll love this one. Like, this is the best one.
It's so much fun. But I'm also a Persona Andy, which is they just kind of put Persona, but they put Fire Emblem characters in there. And also, haha, idols and stuff like that. Who doesn't like idols?
I think the worst spin-off game is Heroes. I don't know if we agree on that. I
think so. I kind of like fell off of it pretty fast, so.
Yeah. I like, year 1 was all right, but it got old super fast. Year 2 was pretty bad. Yeah. Year 3 was actually pretty good. And then every year after that, it's got worse and worse.
Yeah. Nintendo is kind of like bad with their mobile stuff in general. Like they never make a good mobile game, in my opinion. At least not something with actual longevity to it.
I think for like 90% of people, Shadows won't have longevity, but for the 10%, it's like,
yeah,
it's like it's literally gonna last until the game shuts down.
Yeah. But like, hey, good for people who have that much of a hyperfixation. I've played through a lot of mobile games. The only one that's been able to keep my interest for long is Fate Grand Order, and it's definitely not because of the combat or anything. It's because of the story in it, which is Takeuchi is just Natsu and Takeuchi are just good at making like good universal stories, in my opinion. So that's the only reason why I've been playing that for as long as I have. But I'm like, but it's definitely not for the battle system. Oh no.
Well, on the reverse side, I can tell you, Fire Emblem Shadows, that game, I do not like that game for its story.
Mm-hmm.
About the only story beat that I could say that really won me over in Shadows was Puppy Girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, there's like the Warriors spin-offs. They're fun. I prefer Three Hopes. I love Shez. Since I guess actually I always forget about this because I always talk about main series. Literally, my ideal for a self-insert main character would actually just straight up be Shez.
Mm-hmm.
Just like zero brain cells, head empty, just
head empty. I'm just doing what everybody told me to. Wait, what do you mean I'm on the wrong side? It's like, wait, what do you mean? I'm also a mercenary, and I don't have a right to hate Byleth for doing the thing.
I like that. I like that.
And then he realized, oh wait, maybe I shouldn't hate Byleth.
I genuinely like Byleth more in Three Hopes than I do in Three Houses.
Probably because Byleth's like, I don't want to be here.
The whole time, yeah, they're just like, I don't want to be here. What else? Oh, there's the super old. This is like the Satellaview. I'm sure you've heard of it at least. But the BS Fire Emblem, the one that, like you downloaded from the Satellaview, and, they didn't really have, like, endings. You just played the maps for as long as they were available.
It's hard to think, because I remember...
Yeah, it's, like, super niche. The maps got put into New Mystery. Like, that's the one thing that New Mystery actually added that's pretty neat. I think they gave them, like, actual endings instead of just being forever things. Although I will say, very funny thing about the Satellaview Fire Emblem, there's a character who, to unlock him, you have to play the map for an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, and then after that enemy phase, he just shows up, and now you get this guy. I forget who it is.
Hooray. Crazy.
What other spin-offs are there?
I don't think there's any other major spin-offs. Fire Emblem isn't milked to high heaven as other things.
Yeah, well, no, it is. It's just exclusively in Heroes.
Yeah.
It's like exclusively, they pour it all into that, and I hate it.
We can't have crossovers because that...
Oh, no, Leoto, thank you for bringing that up. Do you know, how much do you know about, like, Tearing Saga and Berwick Saga? What Kaga did after Nintendo took him out the back door?
Oh, right. Tearing Saga. I have to remember. I have to enter my mind palace. Hello, let me bring up memories about that. I don't think it's bad from my remembering of it. I don't think it would count as. I think it's just kind of counts as like the creators of things being pissed off that they're not allowed to do the things that they want, so they go off and then make their own version of stuff. So I don't think it really counts as like a spin-off or like anything like that.
Yeah, Fire Emblem with the serial numbers filed off. I've never played it. That's what I hear.
Tearing Saga is okay or good, or at least I've heard.
Yeah, I hear like Tearing Saga is like it does some things that Fire Emblem doesn't do that's neat, but largely it's just like good.
Yeah.
I hear very good things about Berwick, though.
Yeah. It's like, so it's hard to think. It's kind of like in the case of, like, too bad that he died really before he got to see the game completed. It's like the creator of Suikoden, or however you pronounce it.
Oh,
Suikoden?
yeah.
Whatever. And how he went off to go make his own thing because they won't, like, make stuff for it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Bye, Daisy's World. But yeah, no, that's for sure.
yeah.
I think the
So
only
it's like-
other thing that I could think of, it's not a spin-off, but Fortune's Weave. The new Fire Emblem game coming out next year.
All right. Next year, new Fire Emblem game. 5 more years of Edelgard.
5 more years.
Discourse,
We were saying this on
somehow
call
that'll-
before we started, but I think they're gonna put not even like an XP of Edelgard, they're just gonna put Edelgard in the game.
She's
I'm
just
convinced.
gonna be there for no reason, and
Yup.
just to cause problems.
Just
so
to
that
cause
people
problems. Typical Edelgard.
So that people can, like, argue on forums again about Edelgard. Because that was everybody's favorite thing to do.
Yeah,
for
hey, it worked
years.
once, right? You know how much exposure Edelgard got 3 houses? More Edelgard discourse, yeah!
Yeah, let's go.
Free DLC,
if we're hearing about, like, if people want to hear, like, opinions about, like, what we think is going to happen, I am in the stance of I believe it's a prequel, just from the fact that I know how Divine Dragons work, and, like, this could very well be Sothis before she got factory resetted. So, and the fact that, clearly, Guy from original place is clearly, he's supposed to be... I love how I forget everybody's names the second I try to describe anything. He's our mommy Epspee's ancestor, clearly, in the blue houses. Is it Yuritsa and what's her name?
Mercedes?
Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yes, Mercedes. And I'm like, it's funny, I can't remember her name because she has the one more easier names to remember. Anyway, he's clearly their ancestor because they're, from my understanding, is like we've already seen that he has their crest and he has the weapon that belongs to their crest, and that weapon was not around. We didn't know what happened to it in Three Houses. So that's why I believe it's a prequel. But it could be a sequel. What do I know?
My big thing is that, mechanically, looks to have borrowed a lot of stuff from Three Houses, like, light and dark magic being separate and being light and reason. Oh, I'm sorry, faith and reason. Obviously, we haven't seen much of the gameplay. I think the maps may or may not be a little bit better. It's hard to tell off what little we have, but I think if the maps are better... It's like by default a better game than Three Houses.
Yeah, this one was it's hard to see how much they borrowed from Engage, because they were probably working on this at the same time they were putting Engage out. So it's hard to know like if they managed to improve stuff from it.
The combat animations already look much better. I'll give it that.
Yeah, but everything looks good. The characters look fine. I'm going to hope that because we don't have a clue who our protagonist possibly is, I'm going to hope that maybe that we're going to go in the Celica route, and that out-of-place girl that we saw next to the blue-haired main boy, who's clearly supposed to be our main character, is like you can either choose her or him for your protagonists.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that would be interesting and be nice to have a break.
Yeah, I know we technically got one with Echoes, but it being a remake, it's like, did we really?
Yeah, did we really? I like a little break, I think, from choosing a main character, because I feel like they're just a protagonist now. I feel like I don't get to choose like what my character is,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
so it's not like I don't even get to customize my character anymore. What the fuck?
Yeah.
So it's like if you're just gonna do a character for the main character where I just choose my gender, then like
All right, sorry about that. I just had something I need to respond to real quick. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited, but I mean, if there's one thing that I've assumed that you and everybody watching has picked up on is that more than a good story, I want a good game. So, I'm sure the story will be Fire Emblem story. I'm sure, but I'm a lot more worried about it. Look, I want to love Three Houses gameplay so much with those maps. But do we have anything else to add, or? I got nothing on Fortune's Weave because we didn't get much of the gameplay. I picked it apart when it came out. I know there's a lot to pick apart, but I mean, largely I'm just like, you know, may or may not be probably gonna be closer to Three Houses than Engage, which is fine. But that's all I really got. Hello, Cherri. Whoa. Whoa. Totsuki, thank you so much for the hot touch. Thank you. Oh.
What?
Hello, hello.
Okay. Oh, sorry, it's raining at my house. I think the internet just got knocked out for a second by the wind.
I got you. It's probably good we wrap up soon anyway, because I got some other stuff that I got to get done. But
because this is it. This is the end of the stream. We've been going on for about 3 hours.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah,
Cherri got the Wi-Fi again.
Cherri again. Oh, God.
I hate that. This is my legacy. That's what everybody who follows RaMe's knows Cherri for. And that is that her Wi-Fi gets knocked out all the time.
Oh man, that's so sad, but tragically so accurate.
Yeah, this is what everybody knows Cherri for. Jesus.
3 hours? 3 houses? Alright, well, like I said, I think this is the ideal point to end it. Cherri, this was an absolute blast. We gotta do this again at some point.
We'll pick a different game series or something to talk about next.
Exactly.
Anime.
Even if it's
Who
like,
knows?
you know,
yeah,
one of us plays Fire Emblem, the other yaps, I could get you to play one of the older games or something.
Yeah.
Just anything. This was a blast.
Then you can watch how bad Cherri is at strategy games.
Yeah. All right, though.
And I'm like, I can totally
think
ahead of time.
Yes. Oh, we'll plan it. Not 3 months ahead, but ahead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have my schedule up for the coming week soon. I know Nico and I have a day for Crow Country, so we're good there. Otherwise, got to get everything planned. So yeah, until I see you all again, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you again, Cherri, and
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll miss you all. Bye.
Bye.